and their 7th championship in team history. Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on your new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook, but that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Free speech is priceless. It is now 13 years since Summit Male Medical started helping men overcome the effects of erectile dysfunction, premature issues, and low testosterone. And the only way we could help was to be able to get the message out that we could help. Thank you, free speech. We've had to deal with these sensitive topics and inform the public that we can help and we guarantee to help with ED, or we won't charge you. These are issues that break apart relationships and then in turn families. And without freedom of speech, we would have not been able to help the tens and tens of thousands of guys here at Summit Male Medical. If you're one of the millions that still need help with ED, PE, or low T, call 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Free speech. Ideas and information are not to be afraid of, but they should be discussed openly. So make that call to Summit Medical to start that discussion to get you the help you need. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. We are here to help.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve with our affordable Open for Business advertising package. You'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com, click the link for the Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Robert Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside, well, I was alongside Randy White, but then he disappeared. I was going to apologize for kind of being late myself today. Earlier on, I was pitching a movie to the studios about how the moon will be going to the Olive Garden, eating unlimited breadsticks until it's full, and then the waiter sees the moon is full, and then he turns into a werewolf. So I was late getting in. Well, there's Randy. There he is, finally. Hi, Randy. We got Phil in the Harmon Solar Studios there in Scottsdale.
Am I late?
You guys are on the Summit Male Medical text line, 888-368-1580. Yeah, well, yeah, we started the show, Randy. We started the show.
You guys couldn't wait for me just a minute or two more?
No, really can't, because once that music starts, we have to do our thing. Figured you knew that. You should have.
I see. No, I see how it is. It's I had I had some things to do.
Yeah. Well, one of them is this show.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe be on time.
When
time.
duty calls, Jeffrey, you have to answer the call to
Can you
duty.
spell the duty that you're referring to?
Yeah, SUNS.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Shut up, Phil. Nobody.
Oh, how do you guys want to start the show today? How do you guys want to?
We have things that we need to talk about. The Coyotes won last night, 5-4. Kessel had an overtime goal, and the Sharks went down 5-4. But here's the thing: what in the hell is going on with Tocchet now saying he's not returning as the head coach?
Mutually,
Tocchet. I don't need to know his name anymore. You see what I'm saying? Because he is leaving. So
mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah,
in
well,
other words, he wasn't fired, but they weren't going to renew his contract.
Or he says, "Yeah, this is going to wrap it up for me, guys. So you start finding another coach."
Yeah,
Now, when that's
pretty
the
much.
language, is that the language of him saying, "Guys, I'm going to leave, and here's your opportunity to try to find a new coach," or is this the team telling him, "Hey, you need to start looking for another job," and they're being nice to him? Somebody's being nice to somebody, but which way is this going?
Well, when the press release came out and when I saw it on Twitter, they mutually agreed to part ways. What that said to me was exactly what I heard Kent Summers say last week on this very radio station. He said that Rick Tocchet may not want to come back to this team because of all the things that have been happening in the front office and the kind of disraveling of leadership on the hockey side of things, and he may not want to come back. Plus, the product that they put on the ice this year, he got everything he could out of them. And the team also said, I think we want to go in a different direction, so let's just not renew. We'll mutually agree to part ways. And I'm sure Rick was fine with that. He's a great guy. He's going to be coaching here before long in the NHL.
You sure?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everybody else is going to see what he went through and not blame his record on him. 125, 131, and 34 since he's been the Coyotes head coach.
Yeah, that's not a bad record for an NHL coach. I mean, listen, the guy was he had a franchise that was starting to build momentum. They had a young general manager, a young president. Things were exciting, and then the team got sold, and everything kind of changed.
Well, Kessel got himself to the 900-point mark with his 9th goal of the season against San Jose. That makes him the 5th player to reach 900 consecutive games one night after, of course, he reached that 900-point mark. So 900's all in the cards and numbers for Kessel. So there's one little piece of good news. The Coyotes won. Okay, after that, it's up to you if you're going to take it as good news or bad news. If Tocchet is leaving, I think Fish Tank was kind of hoping this would happen. He says, "Finally, we got news that Tocchet is leaving." How long before Shane Doan comes over and runs this team?
Yeah, and then
you
know
he's
what?
Going to be a coach.
And then when the team doesn't perform, it'll be get rid of him. He's a loser. When does it come down to? The general manager and the ownership did not put a quality product on the ice. They did not bring in guys they needed to compete in this Western Division of the NHL.
I wouldn't expect that to change anytime real soon either.
Well, and I don't care if you bring in whoever you want to bring in to coach this team. They're not going to win because you don't have the players to do it.
And it's been showing out season in, season out. 14 out of 15 last seasons haven't made the postseason whatsoever. They happened to crack that egg last year by getting in a bigger field in a pandemic rejiggered playoff situation. Yes, but other than that, nothing has shown you that they have a history. I don't think that you can really blame and put the full brunt of everything on Tocchet. It doesn't seem fair. It just seems more, whether it's a general manager or ownership front office fault.
So I want to ask all the super fans right now. The question has just popped up in my skull. Do you care if they leave? Do you care if the Arizona Coyotes hit the highway and become somebody else's team? If this is the way the ownership and the front office is going to run stuff? Do you even care at this point if they stay? Because they've been here for how many years, even under different ownership. They haven't made the effort to actually win. They've made the effort to fight with Glendale over the arena. They've made the effort to try to get you to come to their games. They haven't really made the effort to win. So, super fans of the Fourth Dimension and beyond, do you care if the Arizona Coyotes move off and become a different team for somebody else? Randy, I'll take you first.
Well, as a hockey fan and a guy that's been a longtime Coyotes fan, I would say I don't care as long as Arizona is considered for an expansion franchise.
Why would they be?
Because
have the fans really shown up for the Coyotes?
The fans haven't shown up because, let's be honest, this team came out of Winnipeg years ago. They were not a championship quality team then. Their ownership troop was in trouble then. The NHL had to bail them out. When the NHL took them over, they got some sort of consistency. But then when this new ownership group bought, guess what? Bammo, watch them fall like a bag of rocks in the ocean. as long as Arizona is considered for an expansion franchise for the good hockey fans of this state, yes, I would
I don't
say
know that there's enough.
I don't care if they leave.
I don't know if there's enough good
Oh,
hockey fans in this state. So
I beg to differ. There were
both sides are going to make the case. The team's going to say, "Well, the fans didn't really come out to support the team," and the fans are going to say, "Well, the ownership didn't come out and support the team either. So why should we support this situation?"
And there were times when the team was in the playoffs earlier when they had Keith Kachuk here and Jeremy Roenick and some of those guys. And when they made the playoffs, I can remember several sold-out whiteouts at the stadium in Glendale during those playoffs. So yes, there are many, many good hockey fans here that don't want to watch garbage.
Few and far between. And like Phil, completely fair weather. 888-368-1580. SOL says, nope. Cowboy Sparky says, wow, I guess cheating's a big thing at U of A. Bob Baffert, U of A alum. We're going to get to that. I'll come right back to you on that, Cowboy Sparky. Circumcised Mosquito says, I care if they leave. Being from Houston, we lost our minor league hockey team years ago. Even though the product the Coyotes put out in the ice isn't good, still love to watch the games.
Yeah, and the other team's fans like to go out and boo and heckle the Coyotes. Yeah, absolutely.
Fish Tank says, I absolutely care. I want them to stay. We talk about them moving every year, and I've learned not to listen to any of it until it actually happens.
Yeah.
They'll stay another season, and I guess we'll be talking about this again next year. Matt Man says, I don't care, but does it matter if Phoenix isn't a 4 major sport town? It doesn't matter if nobody cares. But I know there's going to be some diehard hockey fans, but I would almost guarantee you the majority of this community could give a damn about hockey. And it's sad because I enjoy it. I like the Coyotes. I know Randy does.
Oh yeah.
Phil, as long as they're winning, he'll love anybody. And then if they don't win, he goes off to someone else. So we can't even really talk to him about how he feels here. But Matt, man, I feel you. And does it matter if we're not? No, I don't think it does. I don't think free agents going to a football, basketball, or baseball team are going, yeah, but do they have a hockey team? No, I don't think that happens. Happy Lefty says, dropping off some balls at the station for Sports Angels. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. We've, with your guys' help, and thank you to all of you, we were able to meet our goal and purchase the necessary, footballs and baseballs and not baseballs, but basketballs and soccer balls for that housing project in Phoenix.
That's awesome.
Now we're on to the next thing. So whatever Happy Lefty's dropping off, boy, we sure appreciate that too. We will always make sure this stuff gets into some.
I'm looking at him out the window here. Okay, he's right here.
Literally there.
He's got a set of cleats. There's a brand new football.
I just have to read
looks
his
like
text.
a volleyball. Looks like a nice set of cleats there. Maybe size 11 or 12, and looks like a brand new basketball.
Excellent.
Phil just let him in to deposit those into the box there in the lobby.
Well, that's great. You can drop off stuff for the charity at the radio station. You go to arizonasportsangels.org for more information, whether you donate some gently used sporting goods or you go ahead and contribute some money to the pile so we can help out the next cause. Either way, we're very, very happy about that. Circumcised Mosquito says, Jeffrey, did you blow up the balls you gave away? Or did you punish the kids by making them do it themselves? Well, my wife was thinking we were going to go get them from a source that I think they would have already been inflated. And then she got a better deal. This is how my wife is going to be. Whenever you guys donate money, she's going to find the absolute best deal. She's making partnerships with companies and stuff like that. Well, now these balls that we're going to have to inflate them. So it will be me sitting in the garage 100 balls later. And I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. I only ask the question, would it be wrong to let, the kids blow these up or the teachers or whoever? Why would that be a big, I still don't get it, but I have lost that argument. So yes, as soon as the shipment comes in, I'll be sitting in a hot garage.
I mean, you got to think about it this way. You're giving a present to underprivileged kids that don't have this opportunity. It'd be kind of like Santa Claus coming in, dropping off bike parts and say, there you go, kid, build your own damn bike.
Hey, when I was a kid, I didn't have a bike. I'd have been fine with that as long as that fat bastard left me some instructions.
All right.
Just saying.
Mother's Day for the lovely wife. If you get her from you and the kids, if you get her a nice little island There you go, honey. It's all in the box. Way to go. Merry Happy Mother's Day. Is no help
Why
whatsoever.
are people more grateful? Why aren't they just more grateful for what they get? Blissful Hayes says, who are the Phoenix Coyotes? LL Cool Bean says, if the Rising end up in the MLS one day, that would make the Coyotes leaving not so bad. We'd be a 4-sport town. If only more people considered soccer a major sport.
Ooh. And here we go
SOL
again.
says, I don't have a goal, but I do have 2 assists. Okay. Cowboy Sparky says, okay, he wants to talk about that. We're not ready for that yet. Mr. Wilbur says, happy Monday, gentlemen. I'd like Phil, but I hate the Lakers. So does that mean I don't really like Phil? No, it means you don't like Phil. But we're not ready to talk about any of that yet because next thing up, the Diamondbacks are in huge trouble right now. They have lost 6 straight. They have been swept by the Mets. They got swept by the Marlins. Are there any solutions on the horizon? This is just starting to look damn ridiculous.
Well, there's absolutely solutions on the horizon. Spend some damn money and get some relief pitchers in here. That's simply right there. You could have won some of these games. You had the lead. Madison Bumgarner's last outing, he was in the lead until you brought in the relief in the bullpen. The bullpen for this team right now is not stepping up. They're not performing. They're not producing. The team can seem to score runs, but they just can't get any saving on the back end to hold the games
not so
in
much
place.
Against the Mets, they only scored 8 runs in a 3-game series.
Well, listen, this is the Mets, and then you got Jason DeGrom, who was on the hill last night, a sub-1 ERA.
Well, but keep in mind, he got pulled. He got pulled because
in
of an
the
injury.
6th inning,
in the fifth, but still. And keep in mind, the Mets are awful offensively. Remember, they have been horrendous. Yes, until they met the Diamondbacks, and they said, "Well, all right,
their records are comparable."
So what does that tell you? The Diamondbacks need some pitching help.
Yes,
don't
they are a bit. They are awful, and I think that you can also point to management. I don't agree with Troy Lovello pulling and putting somebody who's as hot as Josh Rojas is in and out of the lineup when he's probably one of the best, if not the best hitter on the team right now.
But the analytics tell him to do that. Yeah. Oh, it's a better matchup to put this guy in and pull the hottest bat out of the lineup. Go ahead and put this guy in because the analytics says to do it.
Damn you, sabermetrics. Cowboy Sparky. All right, fine. We will talk about this. We will talk about this now. It's very important that we talk about this. I don't want to talk about the Diamondbacks anymore because I think Randy's blood pressure will go through the roof. But yeah, it's not a good look. It wasn't good. But Medina Spirit turns out is a junkie, according to Donald Trump. Hey, he's on. Yeah, this guy's all hopped up. He's on the Barry Bonds A-Rod ticket.
I don't think
Mark McGuire is standing nearby the stable.
Wait a minute.
This horse is addicted to smack. This horse is addicted to smack.
I think first Donald Trump had nothing to do with it. I didn't see anything.
No,
from him.
Donald Trump, when he commented on Medina Spirit, said that we called the horse a junkie.
Oh, well, listen, unfortunately, and this is why I'm not a big horse racing fan. Bob Baffert this is not his first time. It's not his first walk through the tulips.
Bob Baffert didn't test positive.
Bob Baffert was
the horse
the
is around the stables going up. The other horse is going, hey man, are you cool?
Yeah.
That's not good. That horse, the horse needs to be in trouble. Why are you blaming Bob Baffert?
Because he's the trainer and he's the one that oversees the care of the horse. And you cannot tell me that he is not guilty. If it looks
you know
like
what, though? You can lead a horse to the mirror with the powder on it, but you can't make him snort. That's all on Medina Spirit.
Well, okay. So then Medina Spirit needs to be out. Bob Baffert had nothing to do with it. He's as pure as the pure driven snow.
No,
well, his hair is.
He's guilty and he's testing positive for guilty. He is awful. He's also citing cancel culture somehow when there's absolute test results. I don't know how on earth you can cite cancel culture in this particular moment in time when it's a matter of did you test positive or not. It doesn't the two do not correlate in the slightest. It's only going to
horse is over in the corner of the stable with the hot shakes and the cold sweats going, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cancel culture. Shut up, Bob Baffert.
And he, for whatever little this counts for, he looks like a certain type of guy. That guy
DeLorean used to look, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like that guy who always would sell you suntan lotion on the beach. Hey, Hey, come over here. I'm the one guy
What?
with a
He's
tan
saying
jump.
that Bob Baffert looks shady as hell.
Shady as
Oh,
possible.
okay.
Well, it looks yes. What the proof is in the pudding, and he gave that horse some drug laced pudding, and so yeah, he's been banned from Churchill Downs, and that horse may lose that. And then who was the next up? It was Moderna. What was the next horse called? The Mandalorian. What was that? The Mandaloon.
Mandaloon. Mhm.
Yeah, if this all goes the way it looks like it's going to go, Mandaloon gets to be declared the winner. So my
Well-
question is, what happens to all the bets?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's crazy. huh?
Everybody collected on their bets already.
Yeah.
You can't make everybody come back and fix that.
Yeah.
The only people who are going to be really upset are the people who lost and had Mandaloon to win. So what happens with all the bets?
See, here's the thing. As far as the bets go, I think if you're going to have these post-race tests, you should not make the test official. Therefore, the bets could not pay. It could not be official, and they could not pay until the race is official. And if the race is not official, the bets don't go out and everything freezes. And then once you find something's wrong here, none of the bets have been paid. You see what I'm saying? It's easy. Take care of that. That's easy. But
That
as
takes
far
a
as
long
Bob
time to get your
Baffert,
money,
well, it's still, you put money down on it. The race is not official until the testing is done. That or don't do any testing. It's that simple. It's either or.
To answer your question, Jeffrey, the result will stand as is during the day, especially since this came, like 24 hours
Yeah,
afterwards.
it seemed a while.
Yeah, it was a while afterwards. They will stand as the time. Think of it as if, I don't know, somebody got popped for steroids or something in the Super Bowl, and then they're going to miss their whole entirety of the next season. Yes, I guess that sucks for them, and it makes you feel invalidated. But it's
So
same
like the
idea.
Astros cheating.
Absolutely.
So like somebody on a Super Bowl team popping positive later. Well, okay, the result stands, but the future is bleak. And in fact, Medina Spirit gets to keep racing. He's going to the Preakness, but Bob Baffert is not allowed. He will not be along with them. So
It depends. They're going to be retesting the violated sample to see whether or not, if it holds up, since they're appealing it, they're going to retest it. If it comes back again and pops positive, then he very well could be disqualified from the following race.
Blissful Hayes says it was a false positive. Tests are rigged. SOL says, what did the Diamondbacks do? Close their eyes, hold their breath, pull the hammer back and squeeze? Yeah, problem solved. Oh, that was dark. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook, but that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends who've used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Come to Summit Male Medical Center to take control of your love life and your health. A recent investigation of men with low testosterone showed more than half were diagnosed with depression. That's depressing. 89% of the men in that study had erectile dysfunction and 69% had a low sex drive. Now that is really depressing, but it doesn't have to be that way. Come let Summit Male Medical Center put a smile on your face and your spouse's. Call 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Come see our all-male medical staff, the most experienced and knowledgeable staff that deals with ED, PE, and low T that you'll find anywhere. We've been in the Valley since 2008, and we've helped tens of thousands of guys and indirectly their loved ones achieve happiness with a healthier life and the newfound ability to rekindle their love life. Don't wait or hesitate. Come get a smile on your face. Get happy. Call Summit Male Medical Center, 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Kiss the blues away.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of the 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. We are everywhere you need to be. Listen on 1580 AM and 99.3 FM for the Phoenix metro area. If you live in the East Valley, dial up 95.9 FM to listen in. Stream us live everywhere at 1580thefanatic.com or download the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. We are 1580 The Fanatic, your new home for sports.
On 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And, well, it happened. The throwback look on the paint was kind of interesting. And what'd you call her? The old lady in red, lady in black, lady in plaid.
Yeah, the lady in black. Yeah.
Right. And that was the Gecko, the Goodyear 400.
Goodyear 400. Yeah.
And how did that go? Who won that?
Martin Truex Jr. dominated that race. He is the now the first 3-time winner this season. So yeah, the 19th.
Yeah, that's your favorite driver.
Yeah, so he won. It's not the guy who I picked to win, but listen, you can't win them all.
Lady in Black.
Yeah. I think the song is Lady in Red.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a good race, fun race, and now on to the next one. What are we calling the next race?
It's the Dryden 400 from Dover, and then it's on to.
Dean was wet, and then he got dry, and then he drove 400 miles. So everybody named Dean has to start the race wet.
No, Jeffrey. No. Dryden has nothing to do with a guy named Dean.
Well, Dry Dean.
No.
What the hell is that? Chewing gum?
D-R-Y.
What is Dryden?
D-E-N-E. D-R-Y-D-E-N-E. Dryden.
So what is it? What's Dryden?
I don't know what the hell it is.
You should know these things. You're the race guy.
I'm the race guy, but this is a sponsor. It has nothing to do with the race.
They're doing a horrible job because I still don't know what the hell they do.
Dryden.
I'm pretty sure Dean showed up wet, maybe from Supernatural.
No.
He had just been fighting with some demons.
Gear, lubricants, heavy-duty oils, automotive, motor oil, industrial and functional oils, greases, hydraulic fluids, diesel exhaust fluid, and so on, and so on, and so on.
So basically, lube.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
All right. See, that's all you had to say. One word.
Lube.
Blissful Hayes says 400 Goodyear tires raced yesterday.
No.
Which tire won?
No.
It's the one that looks like Martin Truex Jr.
No.
Pretty sure I'm right. So Hefty Lefty, thank you for that. He sent a animated GIF of a horse doing something horrible to a human. Says Old Baffert needs to be punished.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
God. Oh no, it's Family Guy style. It's not it's not legit. It's just a cartoon.
Okay. Oh God,
man,
we are really reaching on the outer rims of everything to talk about besides the one.
It was well. Listen, all right, we're gonna get to it right now. It does need to be talked about. So Rory McIlroy finally, 18 months later, the 2021 Wells Fargo Championship. Yes, Rory won a big one. He's been really bad lately, and now they say he's gotten into his groove at Quail Hollow. And
you don't even know where Quail Hollow is.
It's right next to Quail Full.
You're
so
making
shut up
stuff
and let
up.
us talk golf. Let the grown-ups talk, Phil. Anyways, so yeah, it was the Wells Fargo Championship, and how about that? Another Irishman making good. So, what has his issue been lately, Randy? Why?
I don't know. His game has been a little off, especially when it comes to putting. He gets 5 or 10 foot putts. They should be very makeable. And he seems to just he gets the yips. He just hits it right by. He can't sink
Might
these.
be in his head. You think?
Could be. It could be. And so this might be the impetus to get him moving forward as we head for the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship and all that good stuff.
Well, it was funny because right before he was like, "Well, it's never easy," and then he goes out there and does that and does nothing but make it look easy.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a day of golf for Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
Number one, Justin Johnson. Well, he won it last year. And, so I don't know what to think coming up. Anyways, 888-368-1580. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say about Rory McIlroy and some of the other things we're talking about. The Goodyear 400.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Coyotes and the Diamondbacks and maybe some Cardinals stuff as well.
Yeah, we have any MMA to talk about?
And by the way, Jeffrey
yeah, we do. There was a boxing match.
Yeah.
Holy God, the guy got his face broken.
Yeah.
His eye socket
Did
got
it roll
crushed.
out?
I can't find my sheet, but I don't know what his name was, but his name is now going to be Patch. That dude was effed up.
Yeah.
That was horrible. One punch, pow. It wasn't like it was a knee. You expect something like the knee or an elbow.
Yeah.
He got just punched, and it shattered his damn face. The guy will never box again. It was horrible. And
just absolute terrible.
But think about the guy doing the punching. Holy crap. That was a punch. That was a punch. And nothing illegal about it.
No.
Just maybe that dude needed to drink more milk. I can't even tell you how do you even stop that as a fighter? Except for your glove being right there. But if you get punched like that, there's no stopping it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? It's like when you find out for the first time you have a glass nose and it's like a little tap on it, you're bleeding everywhere.
Yep.
Guess what? Your fighting career is over because every time they're going to pop you in the nose and then you're going to bleed all over yourself. It's not a good look for the sport. So this guy, I can't remember if somebody saw the fight and remember his name, please let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Cowboy Sparky says he's watching on the YouTube, says Phil was digging in his nose. Phil was digging. Are you pulling a Shaquille O'Neal over there? Because the other day I heard he pulled out a ginormous Shaq-sized boogie.
Oh yeah, no, they showed that off camera or whatever it was, and he didn't know. No, I'm just moving my finger, trying to keep myself silent from.
Nobody's fooled. You're picking your nose. Go wash your hands. That's gross. What's wrong with you? See right there. See, he's picking his nose.
Yep.
Don't we have a rule against picking the nose?
I think
on
we
camera?
do. Yeah. They can't talk on the air for the entire day.
Oh,
yeah,
is that the rule?
Or until the Suns win again. Yeah.
It might be a while. Only one game left without having a
So here's the thing. Yes, I knew that the only thing that Phil would want to talk about was going to be that, and I knew that we'd end up talking about it at length. So I wanted to make sure we hit everything else first.
How very generous of you.
So, you'll be lucky if I let you talk at all. But in this was I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I watched the game. And I was trying to figure out how am I going to feel about this? Because there's a lot of different ways you can feel about this. One, told you Anthony Davis was faking it, sack of crap.
Yeah.
Two, are we just tired? Because this was not even close. This was a blowout.
Well,
we argue about the identification of a
13
blowout.
points in a basketball game is a blowout. No.
Never led once.
Most of the game was not 13 points. Most of the game was worse. It started out 30-19 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You immediately knew they were in trouble. To be fair to the Lakers, you knew they had their number. And I kept thinking, come on now, 10 points, 15 points, still do, like I always say, 10 points means nothing in basketball until you get to about the 4-minute mark. And the Suns did put a bit of a drive at them, but it was far too little, far too late. And we had some great shots by Chris Paul. I don't remember seeing any defense. Did anyone see any defense? I didn't see any defense.
No.
So were they easy? Here's the thing, though. Now Phil is going to mock me for this because the Lakers got the W.
Yeah,
but I wonder if the Suns laid off on the Lakers because they had a good sense that they might see them again in the actual playoffs.
Yeah.
Didn't want to give them much to work with. I don't have any other good reasons why the Suns had to lose like this.
You are 100% correct, Jeffrey. The Suns gave them absolutely nothing. And guess what? The Suns actually win that game. You know why? Because nobody on the Phoenix Suns sideline or in their starting five got injured. So we're take this one. Who cares? Oh, good for you. 13-point draw. Ooh, don't we feel terrible? Oh, boy, you really showed us. And then they laughed all the way to the airplane to get on it and go somewhere else. That's exactly right, Jeffrey. Nothing to worry about. Nothing.
Knowing that they are already firmly in the playoffs, this was the Suns' version of resting. Hanging back, chilling out, not showing the Lakers too much just in case. And I want that to be true. I so badly want that to be true, but boy, did it look bad.
And from a statistic standpoint, if you look at the stats from the game, both teams were very equal. Their shooting percentage was equal. Their three-pointers were equal.
Booker fell apart.
I submit to you this, Phil, since you have your angry, disgruntled face on. The Phoenix Suns shot 53.4%. The Lakers shot 48.8%. Is that wrong? Are you looking at the numbers in there? Oh, I see. So then it's right. Aha! At three-pointers, the Suns shot 44%. To the Lakers, what? 43.3. Oh, as far as free throws go, the Suns actually shot better from the charity stripe, 84-78. Rebounds were pretty even, except they would give the edge to AD and that gigantic eyebrow of his going up. He had the Lakers
nice goaltending, by the way.
Oh yeah, goaltending. 41 to the Suns, 32. Offensive rebounds, we got beat there. Assists, it was very even, 24-23. Blocks, 6-3. Lakers only had 3. We had 6. I mean, if you go down the stat sheet, the Suns have nothing to worry about here. This was clearly
there's one stat that didn't look good, and that was the score.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's game over. Regular season over. See you when the playoffs start. We're all healthy.
And Phil, you should shut the hell up because you're Mr. Regular season doesn't matter anyways, aren't you? What really is going to matter what happens. First off, the Lakers will have to survive a play-in game with the Golden State Warriors. And, that's easily done because it's just Steph Curry versus the world on that. I'm going to be very embarrassed if the Suns lose to the Golden State Warriors.
Well, I got news for you. They might.
You think so? They might cruise on that one?
Yeah, they might lose again.
If they lose on that one, that shows that they were just taking the pedal off a little bit as they ease into these playoffs. If they lose to the Golden State Warriors, that makes me feel a lot better about the loss to the Lakers.
Oh, is that how we're going to run it? Okay.
Because it will just show that they were just sort of hanging. They're just like, hey, let's just sort of cruise on in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, so that's what they'll do. Okay. Oh, look, there's LeBron. Funny how his hair looks always completely put together whenever he's not sweating. That's weird. Hey, look, Anthony Davis, 100% healthy. Well, we were worried about his ending season, the problem he had the other day. Oh, turns out he's perfectly fine now, you big faker.
Did you hear what Anthony Davis said in the post-game press conference, too, when somebody asked him about LeBron? Did you hear what his response was?
No.
Oh, he'll be more than ready. He'll be fine. Just fine.
Bunch of fakers. The fakers. Yeah.
Beat him by
ashamed of yourself.
Beat him by 13 points without LeBron, without Kuzma.
No one cares.
And without the Suns trying.
Without the Suns trying. So 38 minutes for Mikal Bridges, that ain't trying?
No.
35 Mikal Bridges.
Oh,
yes, you're starting small forward. Devin Booker, 35 minutes. That ain't trying.
Didn't try.
They really tried.
Devin Booker shooting 0 for 1 from three-pointer.
He was just even looking when he shot the ball. He was just trying to make it look good.
Chris Paul, 34 minutes, shooting 6 of 13 from the field. 6 of 14.
Let me ask you a question, Phil.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Now, if they were trying and those are the results, what do you think the probability of that happening again would be? Slim to none.
I think that they've got one of those games in them in the
they
playoffs.
Suddenly suck so bad. Oh,
when have I said that they haven't
the entire playoffs?
The problem with
even if you're right, Phil, and they were trying and then just failing, they had a bad night. But that's not the night they're always going to have. Yes, there's always an issue on defense for the Phoenix Suns. But when you see the offense suffer the way it did, They're either kind of cruising along or they were trying and just having a bad night. Trust me, that you will not see those low of numbers in the playoffs. I guarantee it.
What are the Lakers in the past 2 seasons building their entire team around? Defense. They still rank high in defensive efficiency within the league, top 5, if I'm not mistaken.
And guess what else that was? It was a lesson. You guys had better play some defense when you're in the playoffs, or it's going to be a very short visit.
Guys, honestly, the first thing that pops for me is that the Suns still don't have that guy. Whenever the look at that. The Lakers, whenever they go, they have 2 guys. They don't have somebody that can just take over games whenever both of them are injured, granted. But whenever you're the Phoenix Suns and you build an entire team that has an entire team production around, whenever things start to get shaky, whenever you start out the game 0 for 12, and then people are starting to doubt you and you're getting into a bigger and bigger deficit, and the entire game you're falling behind and you can never quite make up that difference and differentiate between the 2 teams. What stands out amongst the rest when the minutes get higher for the starters and the bench starts to dwindle is that superstars rise to the top, and that's why they get paid so much. Yes, you can ballyhoo about them resting during the regular season, but it's because things matter more in the playoffs.
I ain't going to ballyhoo. You know what? It wasn't a good look. It happened. It's over. And now on to the playoffs, where the Suns are ranked decisively higher than the Lakers. And the Lakers will be, very fortunate to get past the play-in game. Because you have to admit at least this much. You got to worry about Golden State just a little bit. Why? Not because Golden State might be amazing, but because the Lakers are that damned inconsistent. You can't sit there and even begin to tell me that that is a consistent team. They have been inconsistent with both AD and LeBron on the court. So nothing is a given, Phil. Not one thing, not even the playoff game.
Well, the one thing that I do worry about is if and probably should they go to the play-in game, their whole season can either come down to 2 games or, Lord help me, 1 game. And that I do worry about, because in 1 game, that's like the NFL. Did the Giants, when they upended the Patriots, do they have a better team than the new unbeaten New England Patriots? 9 times out of 10, no. But it was that 1 time out of 10 on the 1 game that they did not. So do I enjoy my chances? No. But a fully healthy Lakers team, 4 out of 7, I take them against any other team in the league right now because they just have that much star power, that much defense, and that much better than the rest of the league.
Well, yeah, they should probably fire the guy who's asking for the play-in game. Oh, that's right. It was LeBron. Idiot. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Our beautiful daughter, Ashley, was only 12 years old when a distracted driver went to the light and ran into our van. When an email comes over your phone or a phone call or voicemail, it's not worth it.
Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Many investors aren't aware that as you get closer to retirement, it's important to protect the savings you've worked so hard to accumulate. After all, you can't take the same type of risk you did when you were younger. The problem is that traditional safe money strategies like CDs and bonds aren't performing as well as we would like them to right now. On one hand, you want safety and guarantee of principal. On the other hand, most people prefer the potential of higher growth by being linked to the market. Well, now you can have both: principal protection during market downturns and desirable market-linked growth during upturns. When the market goes up, you go up with it. And when the market goes back down, you're guaranteed not to lose principal. If avoiding market risk and still earning more than a CD sounds good to you, call Seiler Wealth Management today at 407-831-8002. They've developed proven strategies to not only grow your income, but also keep your principal safe for your retirement. To get started, call Seiler Wealth Management at 407-831-8002 and listen to Money Radio Wednesdays at noon for the Stock Doctor's Prescription Show.
There's a time to be fearful and a time to be calm. A time to be aggressive and a time to be conservative, especially when it comes to investing. You've heard the phrase, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we strive to provide you with the tools and experience it takes to be in the right place at the right time to grow and protect your hard-earned money. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's check your goals together. You'll get a free portfolio review and risk analysis, and we'll focus on your investment strategies. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, or visit us online at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And yes, sad to say, the Suns did take an L to the Lakers, which makes Phil unbearable. Well, he was kind of unbearable to begin with, to be honest, but now even more so. But let's go to the text line. Let the superfans have their say on what's up. Hefty Lefty says the Suns have no answer for Davis, and they caught LA on an abnormally hot shooting night from the 3-point line. By the way, Steph Curry and Lillard are the only two players in the league I'd be afraid of for a one-game play-in. Lakers at full strength are built for a 7-game series. That's why getting the 6th seed is the most important thing for them these last 4 games.
Well, if you're saying that the Lakers were hot from the 3-point stripe, why does it say their percentage was 43.3%? Suns were hitting 44%. Looks pretty even. I mean, for me, if I'm a Suns fan or a Lakers fan, looks pretty equal right there. So I don't. They were 13 of 30. The Suns took 25 3-pointers, sunk 11 of those. So,
well, I wonder if you look at the stat for steals and takeaways, where the turnovers maybe a bit higher.
Turnovers, the Suns had 15 and the Lakers had 13.
There's your difference. The Lakers gave up the 13, but the Suns weren't shooting for crap. The Suns gave up 15. And they got hurt, I would imagine, on each one of those.
Yeah, I mean, the Suns only took, just field goals. The Suns only took 73 shots in field goal range. So that was 53.4% is the percentage of their makes. But and even in the points in the paint, the Suns won that battle, 50-44. So,
well, speaking of stats, Anthony Davis became the first Laker with at least 42 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 3 steals in a game. There's only been 6 guys who have done it in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
And Davis, and along with Hakeem Olajuwon, they've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
So that, all right, you hate to see a guy get that kind of a stat, that kind of a accolade against your team, but it does bear mention. By the way, the guy whose eyeball got punched in, Billy Joe Sanders.
Okay. All right.
888-368-1580. Let's go from the beginning here. Bruce's buddy says, hey, I got a question. Why wouldn't they get the horses' test results before they race? Oh, that's a good question.
Because if you test them before they race, they can always slip a little something to them before they race. Like in the starting gate, they could hit them with a little something right there. To get them going for the race. So you always test after the race to see if there's any traces left. And, Bob Baffert, this is not his first go around with this whole suspicion of doping his horses. The guy has been up before charges of doping before. And I hope this time, if he is guilty and dirty, which I think he is,
get him out of the game.
Get him the hell out of here.
Yeah. Baker's Cocky Hen says, isn't it funny? Isn't it awesome to hear a Lakers fan winning one regular season game and then thinking they've won the championship? Oh, how the tides have turned, Phil.
How the tides have turned. Have I said
how
that?
They have turned.
Have I said that they won the championship?
Look who's going under from the riptide.
Look.
That's Phil. That Phil, the little fingers above the water going, that's Phil.
Look, maybe you have something right. Maybe it is the Suns let them win a game, so that way they could get away from them and not have to face them after they win a playoff in a play-in game or something. Maybe that's why, because they're afraid of them in a 4-game series. I don't know what it is. I don't know which angle you want to take. But look, the Lakers, they just have that guy. They have 2 guys, and they beat you without even one of them. Let's go. Let's go, Lakers. I'm wearing a tight and very secure Speedo in gold and purple.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
go, baby.
Yeah, we did
We
not
never
need
have
to
to
know
see
that. Yeah.
So Large Marge, you got to figure out which group he's talking about right here. He says, we got him right where we want him, right, guys?
Yeah.
Overconfident.
Yeah.
At least we got the brick game out of the way before the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's talking about the Suns.
Uh.
Yeah, that's right. If you're going to have a crap shooting night, have it now, not in the actual playoffs themselves. I mean, listen, I think these guys, and again, Phil's going to call excuses. I'm just saying explanation. It's a very different thing. No excuse to take a loss like that. Nobody wants to see that. But these guys got to be exhausted because they haven't taken time off, Phil. They've played in every single game. And this is something that we've mused about over the last couple of weeks. I was wondering, it's like, well, I wonder if this is not a great idea. Maybe they should start resting some of these guys going in the playoffs because remember when the Golden State Warriors won the more games than anybody, then they were pooped out for the playoffs. Well, I wondered about that. So yeah, maybe they're just kind of tired, been kind of a grueling couple of weeks. So a little rest between now and the playoffs because they don't have to play a play-in game. So that would benefit the Suns, you would think, and hopefully we'll see them coming out at full cylinders. That's the best I've got right there. Somebody want to answer that? What was that? Hello? Are we on?
We are on, and we are live.
Blissful Hayes says, is it just me or DeAndre Ayton age in dog years? It's amazing that a 50-year-old man can still play in the NBA. He does. He looks like a giant old man running up and down the court.
It really does. It's a glorious. Would you call that a beard? I'd say it's more on the scruff line than it is a beard.
You go back and you look at your parents' yearbooks and you'd be like, oh my God, that dude was 40 when he was in high school.
Yeah.
Some people just have that kind of look. And DeAndre Ayton is younger than all three of us. And he just has that sort of grown-up look. He was the guy nobody'd be carding back in the day. So Boomer Sooner has this to say about the golf. Says, guys, I think Rory's thing was just had a brand new baby. I think it means just within last year. So, that could do to your concentration during the day. See, my wife is always saying that anytime an athlete's wife has a baby, she's like, well, they're going to suck next year. I want somebody to do a study on that. I want to see if there's any true correlation between guys like Russ Wilson and Patrick Mahomes and other players whose spouses have a baby, does it wear them out, slow them down? Because I'm thinking you're a bazillionaire. You got to have a nanny. You got to have somebody else going in there. And the finely tuned instrument that's making the millions of dollars shouldn't be the one getting up with the baby. I don't mean to be a jerk about it. I changed a lot of diapers. I was up in the middle of the night with all three of my kids, that I was there for that were babies. And, it was tough. It was rough, but I wasn't a finely tuned athlete. I just had to wake up and say smart ass things, which coincidentally, when you're exhausted from a screaming baby, the smart ass-o-meter goes even up further.
Yeah.
And it's better to take that to work than to stay at home and have stuff thrown at you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the athletes. She has this theory that the athletes with the pregnancies will have a bad year. So I don't know, maybe there is something to that, Boomer Sooner, about Rory McIlroy.
Could be. Yeah.
Faded Hero Icon says, I hear you guys talking about the Suns kicking back, and I just think these men are professionals. You really think they're just kicking back? I think you guys should get your head out of your ass and just say it with me. No, I won't say that, Faded Hero Icon. I'm going to put my head in my ass anytime I want. You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. So I don't think these guys just sat back and let the Lakers beat them. What I think they did was they didn't play as hard as they could because they know this is not the end result. All right, we're going to go out and work on some things. If we get a win here, that's great, but nobody get hurt. I can almost hear Monty saying it. Nobody get hurt. This is not the end game. This is the way we get there. It's the road to the end game.
And more than likely, when you have a 30-19 first quarter and you kind of see, okay, these guys are going to be hot, we could kill ourselves trying to win this game, or we could just sort of just do our thing and roll through this, take our shots where we can get them. But if we don't win this game, it's all right. So it's not exactly kicking back, but it's sort of accepting that situation to live, to fight another day. That's kind of the way I see it, but I'm sure you as a Fakers fan, you're going to disagree about that. Baker's Cocky Hen says, isn't it funny and awesome to hear a Lakers fan? Oh, I already read that one about how the tides have turned.
But you could read it again if you'd like.
Skull says, Phil, Suns are going to the Super Bowl. Thank you, Skull. SOL says, Phil's Laker rant give me the best nap since the last time he talked.
See, that was the game for me.
He also says, what's this word defense? A-Wings 22 says, hey guys, been wondering this for a while. What is up with the continued Lakers envy / trolling? It reminds me of the Yankees suck chant that I heard at Fenway in the mid-90s during a Red Sox game. Enjoy Sun success after years of ineptitude, everybody. Clearly you are a Laker fan, and well, we've always hated the Lakers around here. It's always been a thing since Kobe raped that girl in Colorado, and since we've been rivals with them and stuff even before that. So something to do with that. I guess everybody has their reasons. President Wallet says, please stop fighting. we're not fighting.
No one's fighting here.
The Suns playing every single game. I honestly don't think that's something to be proud of when it comes to scheming how the game is played. How can you play at your best when you're not at your best? You have to play the game by the unsaid rules that everyone else is playing by, or you're just going to be a proud first round elimination. He's basically saying, they should have eased up, I think. Blissful A says, did Funky Cold Medina spirit sneak out of the stables one night, scored some roids off of A-Rod, or did Baffert inject the roids into the horse?
Yeah. Well,
I'm blaming the horse.
I'm almost guaranteeing Baffert did not do the injecting. However, he oversees every aspect of that horse's life.
No. That horse got in with a bad crowd. I'm sure Baffert had no idea what was going on.
Probably a couple of bad colts and some cute little fillies trying to impress them. Yeah, I know.
You watch your mouth, buddy. The Colts never do drugs.
Yeah, no.
Why is this hay blue?
King of Kitten says, hey guys, sup?
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow, King Kittens. Meow, meow.
Says, you know who never got any regular season rest? James Harden in Houston. And you know who always burned out in the Western Conference playoffs? James Harden in Houston.
Yeah. Well, I think that's different this year.
Large Marge says it's called sunbagging, Phil. Sandbagging. Or should we say sunbagging?
Sunbagging.
Jiggy says Suns needed that game to stay on pace with Utah. So it makes it that much better as a Lakers fan. Yeah, first round, first place, second place, doesn't matter, man. They're going to be fine in the playoffs.
Well, it very well might. If the Suns meet the Lakers in the first round, oh boy, I'm going to wear some very tight Lululemons to the office each and every day. My goodness.
You realize dress code that could get you fired versus this game or series. They're not in the same conversation.
Probably better to take a PTO. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Things will be spilling out, and I'm not talking about my vitriol.
Well, you'll be spilling yourself out in the unemployment line if you do that. Ralph at Harmon Solar says, I doubt the Lakers look at the Suns as a rival. In order to be a rival, you got to be relevant. I can't remember the last time the Suns were relevant.
Wow.
Today, Ralph. Today.
Oh, that's a good one, Ralph. Boy. Ooh.
Blissful. Besides, it wasn't really much about them being a rival. It's been more about just we hate them. Blissful Hay says only the Colts owner does drugs, right? Yeah, but not the actual Colts themselves. I mean, hey, I'm not to say that Irsay didn't pal up with Funky Cold Medina Spirit. I didn't say that.
I wasn't talking about the NFL Colts. I was talking about the horse Colts.
Yeah, I know, but you be careful with that. Random Texter says, speaking of Colts, Jeffrey, yes, that's right. Thank you for Eric Fisher. I know you guys gave up on him. Hopefully his recovery was checked out by a doctor before they signed him, but I have faith in my GM. I have faith that Eric Fisher is going to be a hopeful good solution at left tackle for my Indianapolis Colts. I am worried. I'm a little worried though.
Oh, remember, he was a former first round pick, not even a first rounder.
That's out the window when you tear an Achilles, man.
Sure.
You got to, as long as his healing is good, as long as the doctors checked it, I'll be okay with him. I worry. I worry about that.
Was he, remind me, because I forget, was it a 1 year or a 2 year deal? Do you happen to remember?
The Colt Simon? I don't have that in front of me. I was going to talk about it later, so
Okay.
I'll have to check that.
All right. Either way, I still like it. I think I like it a little bit less if it's just a 1 year deal because he'll probably be coming in sometime in midseason. But remember, the reason why it was such a huge blow for the Chiefs when he went down is because he is that good. He is actually very solid and average, if nothing else, and that's enviable on an offensive line.
Yeah, he'll only be as good as that Achilles tendon is, though.
Sure.
That's the thing. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, that was a good signing. Getting Eric Fisher to help protect that virtuous backside of Wentz. Yeah. A-Wings 22 says, I'm a Sixers fan, Jeffrey, since the list to the Blazers, since the loss to the Blazers in the 77 finals. By the way, this Bob Baffert excuse is worse than any baseball player. Van Baffert, take his awards.
Oh, yeah.
He called him Buffett, but I'm pretty sure Jimmy Buffett had nothing to do with it.
No.
Screaming Eagle says, have faith, guys. I like the Suns. I'd like to see the Suns meet the Lakers in the first round and sweep these fakers. There you go. That's the way to looking at it.
Sure.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. When we come back, I don't know, more of the same nonsense, I guess. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
I love my Charmin Super Mega Golden Rose. It's TP Gold, yeah. Charmin's got 6 rows in one. Lasts forever on my buns. Only Super Mega when I'm cleaning. Charmin's got my booty believing.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
All across the nation, we are here for our communities.
We're doing our part to get supplies where it's needed in order to fight COVID-19 together.
It feels good to be out there to assist our community.
I would like our friends and family to know that your National Guardsmen are always ready and always there.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940. 623-875-9940. Or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hello, everybody. It's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil there in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you guys are in the Summitvale Medical Text line, 888-368-1580. So fifth letter is mad at me. Fifth letter is mad at me for what I said about Kobe in the last hour.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to have to address his text sentence by sentence so he understands. Fifth letter, first thing he said was, speaking down on a dead man's name ain't cool. Well, here's the thing. I spoke down on the live man's name. As much as even going to the games and shouting to him how I felt. So I said the same thing live man that I just said about the dead man. So, and he says, talk all the smack you want, but that's crossing the line. No, I think it's crossing your line because you are a fan and now you are feeling a little sensitive about that. So I understand, I get that, but nothing I said was untrue. I hope we can still be pals, fifth letter, because judging by the following emojis, you mad at me. And I'm sorry about that. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagle says, have you guys ever thought about having an occasional interview? No. Why would we do that?
We actually do have an occasional interview. I mean, sometimes there are people, our guests that come in, and Ralph from Harmon Solar joins us on the air from time to time. I mean, we have.
Well, he's our pal. He's like a part of the show.
But we have people that have joined us on the air before. Yeah, that's just
Let
not
me
a regular
tell
thing.
you why.
Yeah.
There's nothing that anybody else has to say that we find more interesting than what you guys have to say. I would rather interview you guys and we get your input on a constant basis on the text line. And I just, I don't want to interview the same old sports writers over and over again, like some people do. I don't want to talk to the same aged athletes over and over again, like some people do. And I find you guys way more and with more insight than anybody else we could talk to. And that, like Randy said, though, every now and then, somebody we find intriguing, we'll have them on the show. Happy to have them on the show. But we don't actively look for guests. I pass so many guests. I get entertainment guests thrown at us, as well as athletes, or as well as sports writers. And my answer is always, do I find this more interesting than what we're going to talk about without them? Because sometimes a guest could just bring a good show to a screeching halt. You guys,
yeah.
Well, sometimes you guys do that too. Sometimes you guys do that too, but it's always more fun with you guys. And yeah, in general, you guys make this show crank along just fine. So that's why Screaming Eagle. He says, well, you have guests on the race setup. Maybe do it like that. Someone like Cardinals coach or Diamondbacks pitchers or something. Yeah, I don't know. If we felt like there was a reason, we would. I mean, the race setup is a different kind of show. It's a very specific show about racing. So, of course, you're going to try to get some racing experts. And, of course, you're going to try to get some of the drivers on that people love. And this show, we're just fun. We're just people hang around talking, and if somebody comes along, like, Randy said, we find that compelling. Hell yeah, we'll bring him on.
Yeah,
absolutely. We had Joe, but the last guest we had was Joe Magdania from the Criminal Minds show and from all the movies and stuff. He's a diehard Cubs fan, and that was a great interview. He talked about sitting in a TV truck, watching the World Series win by the Cubs because it was too damn loud in the bar outside. So, and how he was just wringing his hands. That was a great sports interview, and it was interesting. Yeah. I don't care about the rest. If you like the interviews, there are people who do them. But as soon as you get bored, which will be quickly, come on back to us. 888-368-1580. SOL says, when the Suns beat the Lakers in the first round, oh, yeah, the rest will be gravy.
How long will I be able
cartoon?
to lord it over you guys?
Remember the cartoon that that dog, the big dog, and the little dog's like, don't forget the gravy. Every time the dog was supposed to go off and steal some like meat or something, and the little guy would be like, grab him by the collar and be like, don't forget the gravy.
Yeah.
You remember that, right? It's not just me, right?
No, I remember.
I didn't dream that.
No.
Faded Hero Icon says, question, what's the best way of taking a light sleeping baby out of a car? Catapult, I'd say. There is no good way. There's no good way, Faded Hero Icon. Faded Hero Icon, you got to do the best you can.
You can you can try to drive around for an extra 10 or 15 minutes just to help the baby stay asleep, and then take the entire car seat out.
Yeah, but the moment it stops, that's because it's the noise. It's the white noise of things. It's the movement that lulls the baby, and it's like you can drive more and still have the same result. There's just there's no right answer on this. I mean, for the baby, sure, give that baby a little bit better a nap. Yeah, Randy's right. It's not going to make the baby stay asleep. Yeah. Any ideas other than that? Bomb squad ideas? Because that's like you're the bomb. No, you're going in there like, don't touch the red wire.
Well, I mean, we always.
And then that's it. That's the explosion.
We always seem to do everything at once. And what we used to do when the baby was asleep or something is we would take the stuff in the house first. One of us would stay with the child outside, and then we would come back, and then we would take the whole car seat out. And a lot of times that would work well, because then you can take them in, like Jeffrey says, with the bomb squad approach. You unbuckle them and lay them down in their crib or their bed or whatever, and they tend to have a good nap.
Right. And don't do what my dad did. My dad, he pulled into the garage, closed the garage door, left the car running with me in it.
Yeah.
I don't think I suffered any ill effects from that.
No.
But I've heard it's bad for you. Circumcised Mosquito says, the only guest I want to hear on this show is Rosalie Michaels. That's right. We got to get her back on the show, see what she thought about that draft. But every time I happen to see her on the social media, she's off vacationing. She's off having fun. So I didn't want to bug her. So maybe I'll bug her here in a week or two. Blissful Hayes says, speaking of drugs, well, okay, so that doesn't sound right on this show.
Yeah, no.
We were talking about the horse, the junkie horse from the Kentucky Derby.
Horse is not a junkie.
They caught him in the bathroom with a needle in his arm, and it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
No, that's not correct. No, that's not correct. No.
Are you cool, man? Are you cool?
No.
Urban Meyer needs a drug test for signing 33-year-old Tim Tebow as a tight end. What's next? Tim Tebow signed with the Orlando Magic to play point guard next year?
Yeah, what's going on here? He hasn't played tight end. He didn't play tight end at the University of Florida. He's been a quarterback. He railed on all those years. I'm not a tight end. Even when he was in the draft and they wanted to take him and make him a tight end. Now they're going to make him a tight end at his own request at 33 years old. Tim, this is a midlife crisis. Back out now. Back out now while you can.
It's disgusting, really. Whenever you look at something, it reeks of whatever it would be, just favoritism, something bordering on nepotism. Where
neighbors, and he used to play for him.
No, I know. So what other person at this point in juncture, never having played tight end, being out of the league, 6 years, never playing tight end even in high school, and now all of a sudden is going to be asked to be a tight end for 1 year? It makes no sense whatsoever, and it's horrible.
Episode of Frasier, because in Frasier they always get themselves in these weird, awkward social situations, and then they would lie, and until they finally told the truth, everything was awkward and messed up. And so basically, Frasier / Urban Meyer was like, "Oh yeah, sure, we'd love to have you on the team. Oh no, sure, your wind sprints look good. Oh no, sure, yeah, you're fine, you're fast. Oh my God, I can't stop."
Yeah,
this just ends in a tragedy, or it is just him shoveling money at his old pal Tim Tebow. Then shows you how corrupt Urban Meyers always has been.
Well,
but the proof will be whatever happens on that football field.
I mean, I can't believe this is anything more than just a gadget type of situation with the Jack. You can't expect Tim Tebow's going to be your starting tight end. He's only 6'3", for goodness sakes.
There's no way. I wonder if he even sees the field this year, which adds more to the question. Why not take a chance on an undrafted rookie? Why not draft somebody? If you have that big of a need at tight end and you're depriving somebody of just a roster spot, even at its basic core.
That said, though, at 6'3", Tim Tebow is what they call cardinal tall.
Is this one of those times where the screeching halt comes to play?
Randy and I are having a staring contest. It's because he doesn't know where his whistle button is. That's what I think. Oh, damn it. Oh, the no-look whistle. Well done, Randy. I applaud you. 888-368-1580. And Boomer Sooner says, bring Boomer Sooner on the show. You wanted me to say that like Jerry Jones. No, bring guys, I don't do voice requests. Okay.
Hey, do the other one. Make him say that one.
Do the Fire Phil voice. Let's hear that one.
Yeah.
And now, Phil's Fire. Box of Screws says Urban Meyer has lost that team and they haven't even played a game yet.
Yeah, good night. Really?
Does he not realize the effect that'll have in the locker room? Because everything Phil just said earlier was right. What about an undrafted guy? What about a guy who the other players know, wow, why is that guy sitting at home? Why is that veteran? There's going to be those thought processes. And seeing this little clown show, it's like a minor league clown show. Tim Tebow, it's a hugely bad idea.
Sports Illustrated on Twitter just said just a bit ago, Tim Tebow could actually be a helpful resource to Trevor Lawrence when it comes to dealing with incredible fame and pressure.
Oh, I mean, bring him in as an assistant coach.
Are you going to bring him in as a tight end for that? What kind of silly, stupid writing is that?
You could pay him a lot less as an assistant coach, somebody on the sideline.
Exactly.
Blissel Hayes says filthy. It's called white privilege. And Randy, will Gardner Minshew start at quarterback this season for the Jaguars? He's better than Hairboy, and he's got the experience.
I know he does, and by all accounts, the amazing, legendary Gardner Minshew III should be the starting quarterback. But alas, there is a new regime in town, and his name is Urban Meyer. And unless he can recognize the greatness of the future Hall of Famer of Gardner Minshew III, I doubt that he will be QB1. I have a feeling it's Hairboy, and Gardner Minshew III will have to seek other employment.
Intern to the main event says Tim Tebow is a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
And Blissful Hayes says, hey, Randy, Gardner Minshew. Last Optimist says, it's all about selling tickets, okay?
Yeah.
And Large Marge says, the fake show got booked, not bagged. Booker was negative 22. Caldwell was plus 22. Want to bet that happening in postseason, little buddy?
What has Devin Booker done in the postseason? Oh, he hasn't even ever made it. Oh,
you're not making friends, Phil. You're not making friends.
I can't imagine I am.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, okay, I got to mention the morning show. Chief talked about getting a stroller from his brother-in-law, found a bag of pills, and said, remember the hard times. It was a little blue pill, by the way.
Yeah.
And Bruce really doesn't want Brian Hoyer. So come on, Jet, sign that journeyman wannabe. All right. Well, thanks for the recap on the morning show, Baker's Cocky Hens. Nobody asked for it, but
thank you.
You be sure to tune in to the morning show with Bruce Jacobs, Dale Hellestray, and that Chief guy Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Did Chief take the medicine on the air? Is that what he did?
To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours.
Yeah, Chief keeps having little babies, so probably Fifth Letter and me are okay, by the way. He's cool. He was just saying, it's my opinion. He's like, I don't want to continue to talk on a dead man's name after all that and the sadness that happened there. And he says, I get that. You felt that way when he was alive, but no love lost. Just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah,
that's cool. Fifth Letter.
It's like the old Jerry Krause argument where even whenever they were showing The Last Dance, there was a bit of a turmoil over, well, should we be talking ill about the dead? But then again, everybody made the same argument that you did, Jim.
I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. This past weekend, I don't know if you know this, Miss Kim and I, to celebrate Mother's Day, Miss Kim likes to go to estate sales every so often.
Oh, how cool.
I saw that.
Woman after my own heart.
And so we ended up in Sun City on Saturday, walking through houses of people that used to live there. And because they're Sun City, I have a feeling these people are
long past.
Shall we say formally alive? And it all of a sudden hit me. There was a cool chill in the air. So I feel like I've been cursed. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. What is happening from this curse? And did you buy the item?
No, we did not buy any items.
Oh, you're fine then. As
I
long as you didn't buy the item.
I forbade the buying of any items. So we went to a meat market and got some baby back ribs and steaks instead.
That's fine. I'm sure you're fine. You didn't buy the item, so the ghostie didn't follow you home.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've seen every episode of Supernatural. I
Yeah.
can come over. I can take care of things if
All
things
right.
go bad.
All right.
I got A, muscle car.
Okay.
B,
Yeah.
I got a bag of salt.
Yeah.
C, I got some wooden steaks.
All right.
D, I got a lighter. Well, we can figure this thing out.
All right.
I'll whoop some supernatural ass on those ghosties.
All right.
And if
All
it's
right.
an estate sale ghost, is this some crotchety old guy
Yeah.
ghost? I can
Yeah.
take that. I can take that ghost.
Okay.
Have you really seen a lot of Supernatural?
I've seen all of them.
Are you kidding me? I would have
Yeah.
never pegged you for that.
It was a great show at first, and then after that, it kind of just became
very
not so great.
predictable.
And then, but I was like, oh, no, I'm in. I watched every episode, even though I was just like, oh
Sure.
God, when is this going to be over?
Sure.
Linnell says, Mr. Yeah 01, sign Kaepernick. I don't get the first part, but I got the second part, Linnell. Thanks for listening, buddy. 888-368-1580. Circumcised Mosquito says, hey, if I got an erection for more than 4 hours, I'm
Yeah.
damn sure I'm not seeking medical attention. I'm
Well,
looking for a woman.
Yeah. Well.
Well, that's fair as long as the woman's into the idea too.
Sure,
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Other than that, some old granny walking by, that ain't right.
Oh,
Mhm.
and
so-
thus an estate sale was born.
So Luka Doncic says, I didn't mean to hit that guy in the nuts. That wasn't on purpose. He hit Colin Sexton in the groin and got himself ejected for flagrant 2 the other night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so is he going the way of the Draymond Green, or do you really think that was accidental?
It seemed with force. If you look at it in slow-mo, he takes a moment, he looks at the guy's nether regions, and he says hello to Europe and goes down to the Netherlands and takes a nice, cold, hard visit there. And then
That
after,
sounds like porn the way you're explaining it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting an aggressive punch in the nuts.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, from what you saw, it was a very, very sensual, slow play, slow replay.
What?
That you looked back at Luka Doncic, and he's
Sensual?
looking at his Doncic
Wait,
over
what?
there. You know?
What?
Yeah.
Did he
He
say
hit him
Doncic?
right in the Ginobili's.
Yes, he did. He did, and he, if you see his reaction to rewatching the replay, you can kind of tell he's playing it off, but he definitely had some ill intent there.
Huh.
So you say on purpose?
On purpose, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the Mavs, they had them down 10 points. So I was surprised that what was going on that made him want to punch him in the giblets there? What was Colin Sexton doing
I don't
to
know.
tick off Doncic?
Colin Sexton's an energetic player, and it's really concerning. I really like Luka, or at least I did before. He seems to be very fun. He has a lot of highlight moments that are just you cannot predict them and when they come, and it's usually something you've never seen before. I really like how he plays the game, but he's starting to become more and more as this season wears on, more unlikable, with him getting these petty little texts and him arguing every single call.
Yeah.
And just going on and on.
He's like the Joker too. Jokic the other night, I thought that was just absolutely ludicrous. But as far as this thing goes, what happens was Sexton pushed him. He was standing behind him and sort of guarding him with the ball. It was an off the ball play, and he gave him a good shove, and that's why Luka swung around and his hands swung around with him, hit him right in the southern United States there.
Right. So you are correct, Blissful Hayes. Luka hit him in the LeVar balls.
Yep.
You are. Yeah, that's what
right.
now I understand.
Mhm.
Random Texter says, really makes sense that Doncic would get a fine and a flagrant 2,
Yeah.
not a flagrant 1 for hitting somebody in the groin
Yeah.
area.
Mhm.
Box of Screws says, I feel like Philip is extra cringeworthy today.
Mm.
We're trying to ignore him every chance we get because of what happened with the Lakers.
I don't know. I think Phil is not any more cringeworthy than he normally is, and he has reason to be celebratory today. His Lakers did put a 13-point thumping on our Phoenix Suns. So, yeah.
Well, too bad there's no more time for him to talk about that. Time for a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide. And we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority you.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. You know, like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and have kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve. With our affordable Open for Business advertising package, you'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the link for Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
The Tampa Bay Bucks, Super Bowl 55. Super Bowl 55 is in the history books, but we aren't kicking up our feet and waiting. The 2021 season has begun. And there's already been a lot of action because the NFL never takes a nap. Free agency, pro days, hirings and firings, the draft, training camp, and more. We will keep you in the know with all the news, insights, and analysis. Football is always in season here. Your exclusive home to the NFL at Super Bowl 56, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. You can hear us on 99.3 FM, 95.9 FM in the East Valley, always at 1580thefanatic.com. You got to work late, you missed part of the Daily Blender? Well, look at that. You got podcasts there for you. Listen on demand at 1580thefanatic.com. What's that? You've got a new phone and you're like, ooh, I got to get an app for this thing. Well, you go to 1580thefanatic.com, whether it's an iPhone or a Droid, got your apps for you right there. Everything you need is at 1580thefanatic.com. And now I've done it. Yes. Now I've started it. Now I have opened up the floodgate of all the Supernatural fans out there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know that they are plentiful.
Yeah, it was a cool show at first, and then the way it ended was a little bit weak, but COVID kind of messed with that. And yeah, there were some sort of blah and boring things along the way and predictable plot lines, but it was always kind of fun, though. It was always kind of fun. Charlie Boy says, my favorite Supernatural episode is the Scooby-Doo one. That show is awesome. Fish Tank says, yeah, what happened with you with the Supernatural sounds exactly what happened to me with Lost, the show Lost. This is the first 3 seasons were fantastic, and then it got bad in the back half, but I was already in. I was in too deep, too committed. You know, I saw that. I was flipping through, looking at, I can't remember which one of the services, and I saw Lost on there. And what ruined it for me is hearing how badly it ended. Everybody said how stupid the ending was, how unfulfilling it was, and I was like, well, why do I want to set myself up for that?
Right,
you know?
right.
Why would I do that to myself? Silly Wabbit says, hey guys, listen, earlier you were talking about interviews. One thing I would like to ask is why do sports talk stations continue
to do coach speak interviews in which they're absolutely guaranteed not to give you any interesting information whatsoever. And they continue to do it, though. They continue to ask questions they know they're not going to get answers for. Come on now, pull back the curtain for us and tell us why this happens in talk radio. Why do the radio stations keep talking to the coaches?
No, why do they ask the same questions that the regular media after a post game or
in the post game? They sit there at that little card table with the tablecloth on it, and they wring their hands and they're like, I don't know, we just didn't have an answer for them tonight. And you get all the same kinds of answers. Or if there's a win, you're like, well, they were a good team. We played a good team tonight, and we just we had all of our stuff going. I'm proud of my boys. Never had a finer bunch of men. Either way, it's the same old thing, isn't it? I don't know, because fans of the team are always want to hear from the coach. They want to get that inside information.
Just in case they do.
And really, to be fair to the guys asking the questions, there's only so many questions you can ask.
Yeah. And I think that Jeffrey does a good job when we have interviews in here. We go a whole different direction. We don't go with the mainstream interview question. Hey, where'd you grow up? Hey, what was your first crush? When did you get involved in baseball? Junk like that. Yeah.
We had Tommy Chong on the show from Cheech and Chong. And this is when him and Cheech were not friends. And so he comes on the show and I asked him, I says, listen, before we go anywhere, I got to ask you, a lot of people want to know if there's any chance. And he's like, yeah, you can tell. He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, I know. And I said, McHale's Navy 2. Is there a chance it might actually happen? And he was stunned by that. He was like, what?
Yeah.
So, it's really, there's not so much you can do asking a coach questions in that post-game interview. So, except for you'll get some insight maybe on some of the players, why this happened, why that happened. You're trying to get the coach to justify his decisions on putting who in, taking somebody out, or what play it was. But
I think you've got to take a different approach. That's what makes a great interviewer. When you can take somebody who's been asked the same question 50,000 times and you can ask them something different, they're more apt to answer that question. And then that will also bridge a gap between you and them. Because let's face it, they don't know who you are. They don't know about you. If Larry Fitzgerald, he knows I'm the Hall of Famer. He clearly calls me that. But if he comes into the studio, he doesn't know Jeffrey or Phil. He's not going to just open up to anybody. That's why he and I have such a great close bond. I can talk to him about anything. Absolutely anything. We're like this. We're buds. Me and Larry. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what I like better than that, Silly Wabbit, is like the coaches show. Then you have a coaches show. Then the coaches had really some time to think about stuff. They talked more specifically about the players or the games, the upcoming stuff. You get to hear some stories. There's a little more time. The coaches are a little more at ease. But those post-game interviews, it's not. I don't know. I don't know why. You know why? Because they're trying to fill time for content after the game is over to try to keep people listening longer. I think that's it.
No creativity. And then it also depends on the coach as well. At some point, if you're going to ask Mike Tomlin the same questions, he's going to tell you the answer. And a lot of people in the media really enjoy having any time and contact that they can with Mike Tomlin. Whereas if you're talking to Bill Belichick, good luck.
That's a sport
bourbon.
all in itself, isn't it? 888-368-1580. Boxer Crew says, I think Luka went for the wrong loose ball. Lacrosse guy says, Lost was great. Doing the shadow and bone right now. Okay, that sounds weird to say, doesn't it? Yeah, we tried the shadow and bone and we it was kind of boring at first. So may have to go back to that one and try that one again. Oaktown Destroyer says, it's a show on the Netflix or maybe the Amazon. I can't remember which. Oaktown Destroyer says, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. I put a new cold air intake, filter on my muscle car.
Nice.
I did it myself. No help from grownups. And I feel pretty manly. There was a left turn on the situation, and I fixed it myself.
Nice.
Yeah. The breather hose coming out of the crankshaft, it was piped around to the passenger side of the vehicle, but in all the diagrams for my cold air intake thing, it was on the driver's side. So I had to go build a new one just by going and getting parts at AutoZone.
Nice. Nice.
And it worked. Oh, the thing.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
hate to tell you this, Jeffrey. You realize your warranty is now null and void.
That is not true.
Oh, okay.
They cannot null and void your warranty by putting a cold air intake. The only
I'm
way
talking
that
about
they
the breather valve. Damn it.
The breather valve.
Nope, it's the same thing. It's a plastic part. So the only way that voids any warranty is if that specifically is what damages the vehicle. It is against the law for a dealership to void your warranty just because you have a different air filter on the vehicle. Trust me on this. Hamilton Porter says, when interviewing Mike Leach, you can ask the same question and get an answer every single time. Well, that guy knew how to have fun with it, didn't he? Randy, you have to stop doing that. You're making me dizzy. Randy is rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's very disturbing. All right. 888-368-1580. What time is it? Do I have time? What time is it?
Yeah, you got 8 minutes. You got 8 minutes.
Okay. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for your man of the day.
Okay.
That's right. This is a very manly thing. Brandon Bear. I don't know if you remember him. He played 21 NFL games. He wasn't like a great player, but he did something great. It was in Idaho, and he's minding his own business. He's driving down the highway in Idaho, and he said, "Oh my gosh, a train just hit that semi, and the semi is burst into flames." So he calls the 911. Then he pulls up to it, jumps out, grabs Steven Jensen out of the truck. It was a flaming inferno. He pulled a man from a fiery train crash.
Yeah.
That's pretty manly. Man of the day right there.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
Saved his life. He had to climb partway into the wreckage, pulled this Jensen cat right out through a rear window by the passenger seat there. And he's like, we just walked away. And seconds later, the fire on the roof fell down inside. The whole seat and cab went up in flames.
Wow.
Just a few minutes later, there's a couple of boom, boom. The gas tanks went. And they airlifted the driver, and he's okay. And that's pretty good there, Brandon Blair. Pretty good. I'm sorry, Brandon Bear is his name.
Yeah.
So that's the most exciting thing that happened in Idaho since
potatoes were invented.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to play for the Chiefs back in 2011. He was undrafted out of Oregon, and he played a little bit for the Eagles, a little bit for the Raiders. Then he
position
retired.
did he play? What kind of a position?
Defensive lineman.
Ah, okay. So he's a big fella.
Yeah, he is a bear.
Yeah, big
He's
fella.
Very big bear.
All right.
Well, that's your man of the day.
All
Anybody, I don't care if you're an NFL player or regular guy, you reach into a flaming vehicle, by God, that's manly.
Yep. Yeah, congratulations.
That's a hero.
Yeah. All right.
So that is your man of the day. Now let's do a little man talk here. I think we need to educate some of the men of today, Randy.
Like who?
Yes.
Well, you might be a lost cause, but I'm sure there's somebody listening who needs to hear this.
All right.
It's an incredibly important moment in every man's life when he realizes he is not the master of seduction that he thought he was.
Ah, yes.
Maybe we can spark a few of these epiphanies today by saying these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, Randy, that's the wrong music for this.
No.
We're trying to tell people.
I'm not running the music today.
Phil, knock it off. This is the opposite of that. We're trying to tell people you're not as attractive.
Yeah.
Or what you're doing is not as attractive as you think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Women on Reddit are sharing the things guys do that are not nearly as attractive as they think they are.
On Reddit. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So here are some of the best ones. Women do not find truck nuts to be funny or cool or attractive. So Phil, take the truck nuts off your Prius. It's time to just it has no place.
Wait, the ones on the car or the ones I have on my thigh?
The actual plastic ones you put on the car. And nobody wants to see the other ones either.
Awkward.
So take those dumb things off your vehicle. They're not helping.
All right.
Okay. The next one is persisting over and over when you've gotten a clear and definitive no. I am not interested in you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she's just playing hard to get. No, she's just playing not to get.
Yeah.
If one says no, have some dignity.
Amen.
And just leave her the hell alone. Because if she was playing hard to get and you were like, okay, message received, she'll then pursue you. But don't think that you just badgering her is ever going to work.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I know that.
Women do not like when you load up on cologne, jewelry, or hair gel. That is not as attractive as you think it is.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, especially the cologne. There's nothing more distasteful is when you are sitting next to a guy at a bar or in a restaurant, and all of a sudden the odor creeps, just that poisonous, toxic odor just wafts, and then you're eating, and it's just, I can only imagine how it is in Ground Zero and Chernobyl at the table next to me. It's just it's horrible.
Right. So ease up on the cologne. Don't need to wear so much bling, and ease up on the hair gel there, Slick. It's not helping. Just groom yourself, but don't Jersey Shore yourself.
Right.
Here's another one. Not being able to do the most basic cooking or housework, which shows you're just looking for a girlfriend to be your mom. Yeah. All men, listen, I should have put this in the Manstitution, but I didn't. But, all men should be ready, willing, and able to help out with the damn housework.
Amen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It
Shouldn't be a
ain't
helpless
fair
cause.
to expect her to do all the work just because she's a woman. Granted, she's going to be better at this than you will be. But you find your strengths, I'm really great at doing the dishes. That's the one I am great. Laundry, I'm not that good at. So whenever, I guess yesterday, I did a crap ton of dishes, and you just you help out, you pull your weight, and you make sure she's not the only one doing work. But if you start dating a gal, and she sees that you're unable to do anything to contribute, she's gonna be like, great, now I got to be this guy's mom. Pass. Okay. Here's another thing, men. And I think this goes, for any relationship. I think this goes for any first date, any flirtations online. They don't like it when you talk about how horny you are.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It doesn't. It's not a good look.
Yeah, last time me and Randy had that conversation, he seemed really distasteful about it.
See what I mean?
What?
Okay, so the next one is when you sit around just calling all your exes crazy.
Yeah,
it's a tough one for me because I've had a lot of crazy ones.
Yeah,
but see, there's a difference in as you tell the story of your past and you talk about that person. If the girl you're talking to goes, "Oh crap, she's nuts," that's okay. But if you're like, "Oh, my ex is just crazy. Oh, she's just horrible. Oh, she's just," and people start to think, yeah, it's maybe not you. I think it's probably, maybe it's not them. It's probably you.
Probably you. Yeah.
My situation, though, I've had a lot of exes that were perfectly cool and normal. Those stories aren't as interesting. So be careful how much you say about your exes. They don't want to hear that you called all your exes crazy because then they think, oh, someday he'll be talking crap about me.
Well, I was going to say, even beyond that, why are you talking about your exes, especially on like a first couple days?
I agree.
Later on in the relationship, you should not be in the first couple of days, but later in the relationship, as you start to talk about your past, everybody starts to kind of tell the story of how we got to here. And it's like, well, my ex did, well, we did this, that happened, and this is why I'm not with that person anymore. You kind of tell the other person that story. Try not to go too far in the details because that doesn't help anybody. This is what I always say in any new relationship. It's like, don't ask me numbers, and I won't ask you numbers. You can tell me about the important relationships, the relationships that were important to you. Beyond that, I don't want to know. You don't want to tell.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways. You don't want to know, and I don't want to tell. So we'll keep it to the very relevant relationships. The rest is just noise. It doesn't matter to how we got to here.
Agreed.
So,
yep.
Calling ex is crazy. Not a good thing. Another thing, talking bad about other guys, trying to make yourself look better.
Yeah.
Or talking bad about other women, trying to compliment the woman you're with. Don't do that. Don't be negative about other people. It's like saying you're cutting somebody else off at the knees to make yourself look taller. Guess what? Don't work. It don't work. And the last thing, women do not want to see your naked junk. They don't want those photos. Brett Favre learned the hard way.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going.
They don't want
to
see the naked Thanksgiving turkey.
Not any little bit of that.
No.
And listen, they don't want the nudity. They don't want male nudity. They don't want anything related to male nudity. They don't want pictures of male nudity. They don't want male nudity in person. They don't want any male nudity now and forever. Get through that through your thick skull. The only time they want to see that is when you're, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to see
send photos.
They don't want to see the brown corn on the cob.
No accidental
what?
Oh my, look at what we
what
have
did
here.
Phil just say? The brown.
I'm trying to ignore it because I didn't want to ask what that meant.
The hell is going on?
The brown corn on the cob, gentlemen.
I think he's uncircumcised. I'm not sure. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and take a break.
Wow.
Because we have to Google things now, so we know if we're going to fire Phil or not.
Okay.
So there you go, men. Those are the things that women don't find nearly as attractive as you think they will. Take note, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yes.
The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook, but that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., I'll get you updated on the horse racing scandal. Will we find out who is sabotaging Bob Baffert? Diamondbacks are back home. Will home cooking get the bats hot? Let's check in on the NBA and NHL standings as the playoffs are coming fast. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Here is a quick list of things that you do not need in a financial advisor. 1, they do not need to be in the tallest building in town. 2, they do not need to have a one-size-fits-all program. And 3, they do not need to have a zombie apocalypse survival plan. Here are a few things that you do need in a financial advisor. 1, a firm that takes their fiduciary responsibility to heart. Your success is their success. 2, custom-built portfolios, not cookie cutter. And 3, the ability to use stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and exchange-traded funds to make the right combination of security and investments for each client. Let the stock doctor and his team give you a free portfolio checkup. Call at 1-888-855-2855. That's 1-888-855-2855. Free financial review, no obligation for all clients, except for zombies. Zombies are on their own.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
And Randy, you're very close to the camera there, aren't you?
Yeah, well, the camera got moved somehow, and this is the is kind of the view it is.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. Here we go. I'm going to get there. We go. Now
you did a digital zoom. This is all analog here.
That's all I can do.
I'm not a digital man. I'm an analog guy.
Well, it's like the old George Carlin bit. I'm a digital man.
All right.
I'm not going to rattle off the whole damn thing. Phil, too close.
Yeah.
Too close, Phil.
Wait,
Phil, you're much too back. Just please back.
Direction.
I mean, I could do the show from back here.
Yeah, well, I could do that too. But we can't hear you back there.
What's that? I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you back there.
What's that? I can't hear you.
Come closer,
Randy,
Randy.
come here.
Come closer so you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
there you
now
are.
that you're here,
Yeah.
will you go punch Phil so he's farther away from the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah. Well,
Just knock him back. Just get a broom.
just
if you
get him
have
in
to.
there. Yeah.
Just hit him with a broom.
I'm gonna lock the door.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead, go in there, punch Phil.
I know that Phil can't maintain this, sitting up close to the camera thing, because I've been telling him since he started working here that he needed to have more of himself. There comes Randy. Randy's coming in. Yeah. Now Phil's got to put his mask on to get punched.
And Randy, being the gentleman he is, he would allow me to do so before I get punched.
Oh yeah. No, that's fair. It's like
you let a man put his mask on before you punch him. Glasses, though, those usually come off after the first 2 punches.
Well,
then you're not punching a guy in glasses.
All I know is I opened the door and he started to take his pants off, and I had to leave immediately.
I thought he was
going to use that strip down submission move. Yeah.
We don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again, Randy. We'll just I don't know. We'll get security. I don't know. 888-368-1580. So a lot of people had a lot to say about the things that women do not find attractive as you think they do. These are very important things for you to know. Oaktown Destroyer says, hey guys, for a dude who's been married for almost 29 years, my beautiful wife and I, one thing I can tell any man out there is happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, good for you. 29 years.
It's true. It's true. To a point, you know what I mean? You gotta also look out for yourself some too. If the happy life, a happy wife thing comes with a steeper price tag than your own happiness, then you guys need to have a very frank conversation. Unless your name is Frank, and then it's just too ironic and you should just leave the room.
Or a conversation over dinner of hot dogs.
Hell, hot dogs have to do anything.
Frankenfurters.
Oh, Frank's. Gotcha. Sorry. I haven't had enough sugar today. Fish Tank says, all right, but what if you got I got a surprise for you scene from Forgetting Sarah Marshall? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No.
Kind of like the naked man in How I Met Your Mother. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
Intern in the main event says, I could confirm the entire list of everything Jeffrey said. Yes, thank you. Because intern main event is a gal. So,
good to know.
Wow.
Skull says, this message just in from the dark side of the moon. The Vikings are going to the Super Bowl.
You keep believing, Skull.
Heavy Metal Maniac, yes.
Intern at the main event says she puts forward all those things. Couldn't we just say, I mean, for one, why does it need to even be girls? I think put all those in reverse, and I think that they all work the same.
Okay, let's go down looking at women. If a woman had truck nuts on her vehicle, that would be weird.
It's a little weird, right?
But I don't think it'd bother any guy. If a woman persisted over and over again when we said no, that could be annoying.
That's universal.
Yeah,
that's a no for me.
A girl that loads up on cologne, that might be much. But we don't care how much jewelry or hair gel.
No, jewelry or hair.
Yeah.
Do.
Well,
hair gel maybe. Yeah.
A woman not being able to do the most basic cooking or housework, at first we wouldn't mind. A girl that talked all the time about being horny, well, at first we're like, yeah, all right. And then after a while, you're like, I can never leave the house. I can't leave her alone. And then if she's calling her exes crazy, now you're thinking the next question for you is, am I bigger than they were? Can I fight them? Because if you got crazy exes, that means I'm going to have to fight our way out of places all the time. Woman talking bad about other women. They do that. They do that all the time.
It's called cattiness.
Other women, my wife is pretty cool though. I don't think I've ever heard her like rip on other women, but in general, women can't stand other women, and you're going to hear that. Then of course, nudity, female nudity, everything related to female nudity, pictures of female nudity in person, all female nudity, now and forever. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So that one is completely different when it comes to that one and a couple of them. Completely different.
That's the one. That's the one that I think is a complete flip flop, depending on which way you fall.
Yeah, you send a woman any kind of nudity. Most of the time, it's like, no, thank you. You send a man any kind of, you're like, thank you. May I have some more, please? That's just a fact. It's just a fact. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I was saying just yell out heavy metal media when you see a beer guy. What? Oh, he says tonight I make my return to selling beer at the ballpark.
Hey!
So if you ever want to buy a beer from Heavy Metal Maniac, well, just shout out Heavy Metal Maniac. And he says, I'll know you're from the show. There you go. Very cool, man.
Nice.
Good for you.
Nice.
Random texter says, yeah, on the too much cologne. Nothing worse than somebody who smells like the mall entrance at Macy's.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that either. Hamilton Porter says the Mike Leach Pac-12 mascot fight interview, that's going to be like top 5 of all time of coach interviews. Leach is always good for a couple sound bites. Yeah, a couple of those guys can be pretty interesting, but for the most part, it's always the same.
Do you think Mike Leach? Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, I always enjoyed Tom Brady's interviews with Jim Gray on Monday nights. He's pretty open and honest. LeBron and Jim Gray, not so great. I'm taking my lack of talent to LA to win a championship numerous years. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I want to ask him how his mom enjoyed Delonte West personally. Okay, well, that is offsides.
Wow.
That goes against Constitution laws, yes?
That's wow. Yeah, that's
I mean, that's getting deep in the weeds.
Well,
talking about
here's the thing, though. Speaking of deep in the weeds, right?
Talking about his mom enjoying another guy's milk.
Well, hold on, Phil. Joking about is off limits. But if you're a reporter and famously another player dates your mom, you could always ask, so how is that going? Or how's it going with your mom and her new boyfriend? Is that off? Is that off limits? I guess it's off limits if you already know that he'd like to murder somebody.
Don't
know.
I just don't think making a joke about one's mom's intimate settings with another, dingle or corporal or something like that.
Whoa, easy, Phil. Nobody said that Delonte West, well, that was intimate. They were just dating for all you know. LeBron James's mother is a saint.
As I'm sure she still remains to be, regardless about that fact.
Pure is the driven snow.
Well, something's beat.
What? What?
So, I don't know. I don't know that is out of bounds, really. Silly Wabbit says, well explained. I can't figure out why the radio station would have the local baseball or football coach on for 10, 15 minutes every week. Ask him, why'd you lose? What happened there? We need to play better defense. Well, special team, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I agree that a coach's show, though, is much better and more candid.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Baby Got Dak says, I don't think I even want to know what a truck nut is. Just look it up. Truck nuts. You'll see. It's you can buy them on Amazon. Mr. Wilbur says, sorry, I had to step away from the show, but I just wanted to let you know, despite the fact that I have a brother named Phil and a friend named Phil, I still hate your Phil and will continue to hate Phil until the Suns beat the Lakers in the playoffs.
Wow.
So when they lose to the Lakers in the playoffs,
Wow.
if they are so lucky
and
to lose
that's
to them,
why right there, I think that's why right there, you're not making any friends today, Phil.
well,
See, we are optimistic and happy about the Suns. You are smarmy and you're starting crap. You're just trying to get under people's skin. You're trying to gunge people up. And it ain't winning you any pals around here, man.
I'm just trying to be the voice of reason.
Oh,
in the
reason?
valley. The voice of honesty.
I think you spelled a-hole wrong.
Listen, when the Suns lose, because it's destined that they shall, because I've been a
It's
Phoenix
destined.
Suns. It's destined, and they shall fulfill their destiny this postseason.
It is your destiny.
It is their destiny.
We
because
saw how
the Lakers,
that turned out, didn't we?
because the Lakers are their father.
Yeah.
There's no way that this story ends with the Phoenix Suns hoisting a championship. So I am resetting the Valley's expectations so that way we don't get hurt.
I don't think so.
Resetting,
Here's the thing,
resetting.
you ever hear me talking the kind of garbage you're talking right now? Did you? I mean, I don't like the Lakers that much, but have you heard me talk that kind of nasty nonsense that Phil is chitter chattering right there? No, I have been optimistic about these Suns. I have been happy about the Suns. Yes, I have delighted in the Lakers' complete slide from the moment Phil became a fan of that team. Yes, that has amused me to no end. But you have never heard me talk so horribly about that team. You've never heard me make these grandiose predictions about how well the Phoenix Suns are going to win everything.
Because you haven't had reason to.
All I have done is state my confidence and my hope for this Phoenix Suns team, who has given us a great reason this season to finally have that hope again. Even if he gets smashed on the rocks of whatever happens next, it was still the best season the Suns have had in a while. So you can suck it, Phil. You can suck it.
What a grand verbose way to say that the Lakers have a better history than the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns have not been in contention for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Jeannie Buss has done that team well, hasn't she?
They got a championship last year.
Oh, my God. It's just been since when was it? When was that?
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons.
Yeah, was it two?
It was 2. her brother had controlling interest of the Lakers until she was able to have some legal and court battles.
Yeah.
Then she gained and kicked him out.
Wait, they won 2 years ago? I thought they won in the bubble.
No, they won in the bubble a year ago, but
Yeah.
you asked since when has she had her fingerprints on the team? That is 2
Oh,
years
no,
ago.
I knew that. I was asking about when the championship was.
Oh,
The championship was in the
this
bubble.
past season. This past season.
Which, by the way, when I was bragging about the Suns being undefeated in the bubble, you said, doesn't count, just the bubble. So I'm going to do the same thing to the Lakers championship. Doesn't matter, doesn't count.
No, I said it doesn't matter, doesn't count because they didn't even make the playoffs.
Doesn't matter, doesn't count. You guys won an illegitimate championship in the bubble. Ha!
Okay.
Suck on that, Phil.
I can't argue with that, Randy. I can't argue with that
No,
logic.
you can't.
No.
Baby got Dak says, ew.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I Googled truck nuts.
Yeah.
Why would any man put those on their truck? Or do they just stick those anywhere? No,
Yeah.
generally they go right underneath the
On the trailer
the
hitch.
hitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be worse. It could be a resembling of the bald-eyed sailor.
Excuse me?
Use your words. Baker's Cocky Hen says if a woman has truck nuts on her vehicle, it's got to be her ex's truck. Stay away for sure.
Yeah.
Navy Brad says, hey guys, so if I understand the show today, Phil can only date a lady that's a Fakers fan and eats food in the bathroom. That's what
pretty,
we got from this
yeah,
too,
it's pretty much everything. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good summarization of the show. Yeah.
Fighting Wampa says, when you guys finally decide to fire Phil, and then he starts texting in the show, is his texter name going to be Brown Corn on the Cob?
Could be.
More than
Good
likely,
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I haven't had a texter nickname from the times that I have texted in the past.
Cowboy Sparky says, so no the Blackbeard's Delight Cologne? No London Gentleman Cologne?
No.
either?
No.
No.
I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to walk away. 888-368-1580. That's the Summit Mail Medical Text line. That is your line to get up all up in this place. Guess what we're talking about when we come back? NFL quarterbacks.
Hey.
That's right.
Nice.
That's up next. We're talking
Nice.
NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Blender. Hour 3 is next here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
I'm Cisco Miranda, owner of Miranda Delivery Service. As a business owner, my job is to provide the best quality service for our customers. Affinity Technology helped us reinvent our business processes, using technology to make us more efficient. I didn't know I needed technology consulting, but my ROI has been off the charts. Affinity Technology has saved us more than 80 man-hours a week and has helped me get back to what I do best, focus on my customers. Visit atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com and see how better technology processes can help your small business.
These last few months have reinforced just how unpredictable the world is increasingly becoming. Right now, we're seeing market highs in the face of economic lows. Professional investors are wisely positioning their portfolios to protect against possible market downturns while still benefiting from the current bull market. So should you. Register for Online Trading Academy's complimentary 3-hour class, Protection from the Election. This new class will explore strategies to protect wealth from instability and capture profits during both bull and bear cycles. Call 844-877-2337 to reserve your complimentary seat in Protection from the Election. Space is limited and all COVID safety measures will be followed. Classes are available in Scottsdale, Chandler, or Peoria. Call 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996. Again, call 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer, it made me feel so helpless. until I called the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and spoke with Grace, who answered all of my questions about the disease, treatment options, and cancer-related expenses. Her support and compassion made us feel whole again. Today, I'm calling Grace to let her know my mom is beating cancer. To learn more, visit lls.org.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual light partner, Randy White. We got Phil there in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. You guys are on the Summit Mail Medical text line, 888-368-1580. That's the number for you guys to text in and be a part of the show. Boy, I got to tell you, though, it was nice to work in the garage, under the hood of a car, and do that work and actually have a positive result. My wife was kind of like, "Are you sure you want to do that yourself?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Man, you kill one TV in this house, and every time I turn around, I mean, it's second guess when I try to work." And she's like, "But that's a new car." I'm like, "Yes, but I'm your old husband, and I can do it." And I did it, and boy. There were two things that I ran into putting that cold air intake in, and that one was what I told you. The tube was on the opposite side of the car, so I had to rebuild one on the other side. Works perfect. And one of the bolts was too short. That was needed to hold it to the frame of the vehicle. So I just went down there, took my bolt, got a new bolt, put it in there. I was brought the obstacles that any mere millennial or younger would have cried at.
Yeah. And yet you handled him with grace and patience and wisdom.
I just reached behind that crank, that breather tube, found out where it went. I was like, shake, shake, shake. Yeah, I can do this. No problem.
I can shake, shake, shake too.
Shake, 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 Sonora. And I took it out for a ride. Ooh, that thing growls. It growls. The only fear I have is water. If I hit too big of a puddle, that could be an $8,000 engine. I'm not sure. Well, generally, I'm not going through stuff like that in a muscle car.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be fine. Anyways, that felt good. It felt good. It felt manly to be out there working on stuff. And so what'd you do this weekend, Randy? Did you grill anything good?
Oh, well, like I said, on Saturday, we took Miss Kim around a couple of estate sales. That's what she wanted to do for Mom's Day. She doesn't, it's not always the trinkets and the baubles. Sometimes it's just spending time with her. And
what is it about dead people's stuff that fascinates her so?
Well, it's not so much dead people's stuff. I mean,
that's what an estate sale is.
Well, an estate sale sometimes doesn't mean dead people, but this was in Sun City, and so therefore one can
dead
only
people.
assume
Sometimes,
dead people. And I feel I'm pretty well cursed. And then I smoked some beautiful baby back ribs. Too bad you're not at the office today, Jeffco, because
you brought some, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
I mean, I'm here.
Yeah. Well, you got here
Whatever,
after
Phil.
I already ate
Faker
them.
fans don't get none.
And we had a beautiful porterhouse steak, and I barbecued some shrimp for her. Had a wonderful Saturday evening, and then on Sunday we celebrated over at her sister's house. So.
Well, it's interesting. We did the exact same thing, shrimp and steak, Mother's Day.
Nice.
And
how did you weasel your way into getting shrimp? The steak is universal, but you were able to get shrimp. I know how much you love shrimp. Does your wife love shrimp as much?
Oh, yeah. She likes shrimp. She doesn't eat it all that often. She worries about the cholesterol in shrimp.
Sure.
But yeah, she loves shrimp just as much as I do. In fact, she made a ton, and then I got the rest. So I listen, I could out shrimp anybody. I can, if you give me a shrimp eating contest, I'm taking everybody down.
That's true story.
Maybe that will have to be our next remote.
I'm all for it. Boy,
shrimp out.
I would love I don't even care if I lose because I win because I got to eat a crap ton of shrimp.
Got to eat a lot of shrimp.
They have that free shrimp thing at, I don't know, it was Red Lobster or something like that. I went over there, I got to eat 100.
Wow.
I can eat 100 shrimp. I'm not
Good
even
for you.
kidding.
Yeah.
Give me 100. I'll eat 100 shrimp right before your eyes. Damn right I will. I'm not even kidding.
That's my partner. That's my
so-
partner right there.
Yeah, bring it on. I just love me some shrimp. So it was a great weekend. It was a good weekend. How about you, Phil?
Oh yeah, good Mother's Day weekend. Celebrated. The whole family went around and got some Olive Garden. I'll tell you, Mother's Day weekend is not the time to go to restaurants because
No.
it is jam packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, rookie mistake there, kid.
Even for takeout, we didn't go there. We brought it back to the house, but it was still, even for takeout,
Yeah.
it was still. We were waiting for that puppy for about 2 hours before we got any semblance of food or lunch. It was
Well,
crazy.
that's why you got to learn to grill, Phil, because I grilled my wife's dinner, and Randy grilled his wife's dinner. You got to grill your mom's dinner next time. You got to learn to grill.
Two things. One,
no food is better than the food you make yourself. I
That's
guarantee
true.
it.
Two things. One, not my mom's cup of tea. She was much more Italian, much more all that stuff. So she's much more
If
into
you
that.
was that Italian, you wouldn't have gone to the Olive Garden.
I agree. But anyways, moving along. Also, how does that fall on me and not my dad for not grilling?
That's a true statement. Yep.
I don't understand.
But
Wait.
Phil, you got to take initiative. That's how it falls on you. You
Yeah.
got to take initiative, man.
Be a man.
Yeah.
Mom, what do you want to do on Mother's Day? I want to go to Olive Garden. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm a man. We gotta start.
You don't
start
do it
grilling.
that way, idiot. You offer. You're like, Mom, I would love to make you dinner for Mother's Day at home. That way we don't have to wait in line.
Yeah.
We don't have to be around a bunch of other diseased people. We don't have to listen to other people's stupid music.
Yeah.
I'll crank up your favorites on the Spotify. I'll go ahead and make your favorite meal right here. What would you like me to grill? That's how you win.
There you go.
All right.
That's how you win
winning.
favorite son status.
That's winning right
well,
there. Yeah.
I don't know if then that's the winning strategy, but okay.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, I don't know if I've seen my kids pack down 17 orders of shrimp at all. You can eat Red Lobster with biscuits and other food. Monday night is $18, all you can eat.
Those biscuits are
Shrimp, all you can eat, $18.
Oh, they're about to lose business. Sell your
See?
red lobster stock now.
Yes, now that I know this, I know I'll prove it. My wife and I will go to Red Lobster on a Monday night, and I'll just sit there ordering shrimp till I've got 100 down. And you can trust my wife; she won't lie for me.
Well,
Believe me, I've tried.
I don't think they have any reason to doubt your wife at all.
Hopefully they
You
come
can
already.
doubt me all day long. You
Yeah.
can't doubt my wife.
Yeah,
No.
hopefully they come
Well,
pre-shot.
there was that decision to marry you. But
Yeah.
other than that, that's the only
Well,
questionable decision.
Questionable
in her
decision
life that
making
I
is
know
not
of.
the same as honor and
Yeah.
honesty.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. No.
And like I've said before, the fact she married me is just proof that you can get her a certain amount drunk. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Aiton's Army says, Jeffrey, Randy, what's your favorite steakhouse? And can you grill a steak better than them? Yes. Yes, I can.
Yeah. I say I don't I'm not a steakhouse guy. I'd rather make my own steaks.
You know, the good place is that Firebird.
Firebirds is
Steakhouse
good.
in Chandler is the one I've been to.
Firebirds.
When
yeah.
COVID had things impossible there for a minute, I would go over there and I'd pick up the meat from them, just get the really nice meat,
Yeah.
and just take it home
See,
and grill
but
it myself.
But if you go to get your own steak and you grill it and you learn how to grill really well, and you have a nice area on your back patio, and you invite your wife or girlfriend or significant other,
if you're brave,
or if you're brave, both, yes, and you present this meal, it gives you a certain sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, and then food is made with love is always better.
Yeah.
And yes, Aiton's Army. Back to the original point. I and my wife will back me up on this. Any steak we've ever made at home has been infinitely better than what they do. Here's the
Really?
thing. I got into so many different conversations that were like this. When I say I want it rare, I want you to know I'm not kidding. I want it rare.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
want you think I want. I don't want medium. I don't want medium rare. I want it rare. And please tell them that. I'm not trying to insult their way of grilling. I just want to make sure I get it the way I want it. I just want it rare. And they'd still screw it up. My grill, the only time it ever gets screwed up is if I leave it on the grill too long. But I am taking that stuff off so early
even then, it's just no worse ever than medium rare.
Is rare the prevailing thought process in your household, or is it just you and then everybody else is medium
Well,
rare?
I am. We just got this thing off the side of the road rare, and my wife is more in the medium rare.
Yeah.
We cook it a little bit more for the kids, just to be safe. Although everything I cook is safe temperature. Just sometimes little girl sees a little bit of juice on the plate, she thinks it's blood, and then there we go. So different degrees, but generally nothing below medium rare, pretty much ever.
Fair enough.
It's got to be pink. Gotta have some pink on there. And I know that with medium you can still have some pink, but I mean, here's the other thing. Anytime that you make some steak, if you have leftover, and you want to make that into fajitas or something later. Well, if it's already medium, when you try to heat it up in the tortilla or put it in the microwave to melt the cheese, now it's just this. It could turn into like it's a not so good meat. But if it's rare when you start, then you don't go into a bad temperature or consistency with it. Always better rare. Yeah, and then garbage steak is forgivable rare. You know what I'm saying? If you cook a garbage steak, like medium, then it really shows you how garbage it is.
I will be the first in line to have this test because I've had some pretty good steaks over at like Fleming's or other assortment
Look at
of
Phil
places.
trying to get invited over to our house.
No, I mean, if you want to try this out on me, I call me a doubter, if you will. I just want to see.
I'll tell you what, Phil, you're never coming to my house, but we have been talking with sales staff and management about that, doing what we've been kind of hoping we could do, which would be a cookout on the patio right there at the radio station. There is space on that patio by the fountain where we could throw a couple of grills out there, throw a bunch of chairs out there. We could have a big old party. Huh?
You could cook.
You can do your friend's imitation if you want. And Big Steve's a big fan of that show. You guys can jump around and play in the fountain all you want. The rest of us will be busy grilling and eating great meat.
Oh yeah.
We just got to make sure we can get cleared to do all that stuff. Sure. Large Marge, I am perplexed. He says, got to try air brine. Guys, this is good. What's air brine? I know what brine is a salt. It's a salt water solution that you could marinate some meat in to get the flavor all through it. But what's air brine?
I can't say I've ever heard of that.
I know Air Bud. Air Bud was that amazing dog that could play basketball, soccer, football. That dog was able to do everything.
Yeah.
Heel Ben Mike says, in other words, lift the tail, wipe the butt, cut it up, throw it on a plate. That's rare. You are correct. I don't need to know all that other stuff.
Wow.
So, I have to look up air brine, Large Marge. He says, it's just no water. Well, that's just called putting salt on something in it.
Seasoning it. Yes.
I'll have to look that up. Anyway, so I don't know how we didn't mean to get off on all that stuff. Watermelon says, no, Phil's going to be in a Speedo. No, stay out of the fountain, Phil. Stay out of the fountain.
Things will get wet.
You know what, Phil, you are not allowed to go in the fountain. That is now off limits to you. Phil, stay out. You're not allowed to be in the fountain. Yeah, good call, Watermelon. I didn't even think about that. All right, so I promised we would talk about NFL quarterbacks.
It will be a wet rub. Continue.
Phil. So Aaron Rodgers. Everybody's talking. Nobody knows nothing. Here's what we know. Aaron Rodgers either wants a giant amount of money or he wants the Packers to trade him and let him go. The Packers are not going to do that. They will not trade him. They're going to call his bluff and make him retire, and they'll save money in the process. And but then, maybe the Packers bend and go ahead and trade. And yes, Phil, in your goofy, stupid face, your thought process that's running through your head right now. Well, guess what? Your idiot team feels the same way. The Broncos are saying, if Aaron Rodgers is available, they will move mountains to get him. We already knew that.
There's a lot of mountains in Denver.
But isn't that tampering in some way? Is it for them to be admitting this, for them to be talking about this? Are they in a time period where they're even allowed to say this?
I mean, I don't know why or how you would consider it tampering. If anything, I think it gives more leverage to the Green Bay Packers admitting that you would move mountains for him. I think that puts more emphasis. I mean, if you're to be out there and say, yeah, we don't really want him, but then privately, message him and say, hey, if you come with us, we'll sign you to an extension. That's what we'll do.
Even whispering is tampering, Phil.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying that would be tampering, but just to be so brazen and outward and even giving up some of your own leverage in pursuit of just complimenting the guy, I don't think that that's tampering or showing any form of.
I don't think it's
deceit.
tampering. If they had private conversations with him, off the record, without the team, without the team knowing, I think that would be tampering. But if they want to make their wishes known that, hey, listen, if there's a deal to be made, we want to be considered. I don't think that's tampering. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think your guys' definition of tampering is really legal, but the Broncos are basically through people at the NFL Network saying, we want him. We'll do it. Whatever you want. Just don't forget. Do you have our number? Can I give you let me give you my card. Well, you got my number?
See, but
they're desperately saying they want the Aaron Rodgers.
NFL Network, that's owned by the NFL. So if there was tampering, don't you think the NFL Network would shut it down?
Well, guys working for the NFL Network, it's not. Here's the thing. The NFL is like, go ahead and tamper. You're going to tamper. We're going to fine you. They wouldn't squash the story if it did happen. That is a news organization, just like a sports news organization, like anything else. So if James Palmer at the NFL Network says, yeah, they're saying there's a real possibility that Rodgers could end up with the Broncos if they can get this deal done. Well, if he's saying that, the NFL is not going to squash it. They're just going to go, oh, really? Here's a fine for you guys. Here's a fine for you. Here's a fine for you. And then they make money and they get ratings. So the NFL doesn't care other than to punish. Anyway, so now you look over at the Packers and you say, well, and I think Phil has said this, they got Jordan Love. Oh, Jordan Love, he's the future. Well, he might be the future, but the future is moving too damn slow. They came out today and said, yeah, he's got a long way to go. Brian Gutekunst said, yeah, obviously we think the world of Jordan and where he's going to grow and develop. I think it's pretty early, but he's got a long way to go. Well, it's a little early to say we have too much confidence in his talents. His work ethic is great and all that, but it's too early to tell. And boy, the guy, a long way to go.
The guy didn't even suit up last year, except in the preseason. That was the only time. He was inactive for every game. He because Aaron Rodgers played every game, and he was the number 3 quarterback, and he basically ran the scout team. That was it.
Here's who those comments were for. Those comments for Aaron Rodgers. Those comments saying he's got a long way to go. Basically, you don't have to worry about Jordan Love or not even thinking about starting him. Those comments were directed to try to put Aaron Rodgers at ease. All it really did, though, was help solidify his thought process and position. Because at that point, you're like, oh, well, I guess you're really screwed without me. So remember what I said with all the zeros? You could throw some more on there, please. Because that's what's going to take.
Yeah, I still don't think, Jeffrey, that is at all what the issue is. I think multiple reporters and reports have come out and said that this is beyond a contract issue. I think more so than anything else, it's he knows that they were trying to go and underneath him, and that Brian Gutekunst apparently went rogue upon drafting Jordan Love, going up and above to go and reach for Jordan Love. And you know what? I just think that it's reached a turning point to where Aaron Rodgers himself cannot get past it, cannot get beyond it. We've really hashed this all out, where his emotional state of being is the guy who has forsaken a large chunk of his family. That's how much he is. So what kind of guy are you going to be when you're just part of Packers management? You're just his job. You're not even his family, and you think that you're going to get the upper hand over him. I think that this goes well and above beyond any contract negotiation, Jeffrey. I think that this is real. I think it's almost personal. I think that Aaron Rodgers is making it personal and taking it as such. So therefore, I really find the situation to be untenable and beyond just adding a couple zeros.
All right. Well, you know that. I know that. This is something we've observed. But if you are the Packers, or you're the general manager, or even if you're the coach, are you going to take that as an answer? You're still going to do everything. You're going to do everything you can think of. You're going to do everything you can try just to see. And you might be a little bit of denial on that, because the Packers, by that one moment last year, drafting Jordan Love, set forth this.
and they certainly have screwed themselves. So, all right, when we come back, let's talk some more NFL quarterbacks, more in the world than just Aaron Rodgers. We got a bunch more news and conversation for you on
Gardner
NFL
Minshew.
quarterbacks.
And Gardner Minshew.
0% Gardner Minshew. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook, but that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
It's the greatest spectacle in racing. Speed of 230 miles per hour, 200 laps, 500 miles.
Only one driver takes home the BorgWarner Trophy and gets the icy cold drink of milk in victory lane.
For 105 years, it has been a Memorial Day tradition. The Indianapolis 500. Hear it live, May 30th, on your home for the Indy 500, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. So Sunday at 10 a.m., it's the Dry
Dean 400 from Dover.
Right. And then that's just setting you up for some serious racing the next weekend. Yeah, it's not NASCAR, but it is the Indy 500, heard only here on 1580 Fanatic.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll even get the Coca-Cola 400, 500,
600.
whatever it is.
Yeah,
okay.
600.
Yeah, why not? We can add that.
Yeah.
600. And I will probably have that on too.
That's good.
Yeah, that'll be a big Sunday of racing here on 1580.
Listen, this is the greatest time of year. NASCAR is in full swing, and we're coming up on the Memorial Day weekend when it is race day every year. Ladies and gentlemen, I proclaim one day a year. I have breakfast in Monaco. I have lunch in Indianapolis, and I have dinner in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's nothing but racing all day for Rando. That's all I do. That's all I do.
It is a big day in Randy's calendar right there.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. So, but right now we're talking NFL quarterbacks here on the Daily Blender.
By the way,
yes, sir.
I just wanted you to know, since you guys are so low on my guy, Gardner Minshew, the second.
Low on him.
He's done. This from CBS Sports. CBSSports.com. Teams are reportedly calling the Jaguars about the availability of quarterback Gardner Minshew, but it doesn't appear like the club has been eager to keep the trade conversations rolling. They said basically, sorry, Coach Urban Meyer said if the team has discussed trading Minshew, given that they are earmarked to take Clemson phenom Trevor Lawrence, number one, but at this point, no. I don't think Gardner is going anywhere.
No.
So
You
the
don't
Jaguars
understand.
are going to keep the legend,
Jeez,
Gardner
this is
Minshew.
awkward. I feel bad to have to tell you this, but that is the new
Yeah.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can
Yeah, yeah.
joke.
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
teams are just pranking
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Jack. It's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
hey, you gotta.
they're pranking.
That's
Yeah.
all it is. They're just pranking them.
Uh-huh.
Do you think the NFL knows
Yeah.
with its
Mm.
doping and drug administration within the league? Do they know to go and
Yeah.
test these teams trying to trade for Gardner Minshew?
No. It's there's no the only drug use is probably on Gardner Minshew's stylist.
You
But,
guys will find out soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he is with a quality program, he will show his shine. He will shine
like he did
a
last year.
star.
Mm.
Listen, he played for the damn Jaguars. Okay,
And
I
then
don't
you're
care.
like
who-
you're saying he's going to show his shine on the same Jaguars this year.
You know what? The 49ers would be guaranteed a Super Bowl berth if they went and got Gardner Minshew. Now that I will guarantee. That I will guarantee.
If anybody from the state of Arizona was listening, you'd be
uh-huh.
guaranteed a 72-hour hold because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sound crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Mhm.
888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, home again. Giggity, giggity. Hey, much better to have Blender live
Yeah.
than Memorex. Let me reacclimate myself by saying, shut your pie hole, Phil.
Wow.
That was from Kiss the Cook.
He
Right
really
there.
had to recenter himself.
Yeah,
Wow.
thanks. Yeah. Do you need to rewind the show or since we're already
No.
live?
Anything he missed, he can pick up on Memorex. He's just enjoying the now. So
Mm.
let's keep it in the now.
All right.
So he can enjoy that.
Okay.
Fish Tank says, what do we think of Daniel Jones? How about Minshew lands in New York? Huh?
Hey, now listen, that's a great opportunity for Gardner Minshew. That's a great opportunity for the damn Giants, too.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I probably would have been happier. Now let me talk this through before you lose your mind, Phil. I probably would have been happier getting Gardner Minshew on the Colts than Carson Wentz.
Wow!
Let me tell you why. No, see, I knew it. I knew Phil was going to lose his bleep. I don't believe in Gardner Minshew the way Randy does.
Mm-hmm.
But if my man Chris Ballard said we need us some Gardner Minshew, that means that Randy is right because Ballard sees that diamond in the rough, that gem in the Jaguars that he could work with. Then I would believe. Didn't happen, so pretty sure he's done.
No, he's not done. He's just getting started.
Large Marge says, from the guy who gave you corkscrew bacon, trust me, air brine ribeye. Use the kosher salt, no agua.
Okay.
What does that mean? Is it like a salt rub? You just put nothing but salt on it and just let it sit there for a while?
I've done that a few times to a steak. I put some coarse salt on both sides, let it set at room temperature while I go out and get the barbecue going for about a half hour, and then I noticed that it starts to bring out some juices with the meat.
You
And
know, that's
then I
something-
will season the meat just a little bit and put it on the fire.
That sounds like a good bath I had last week. You know, there were some bath
Oh,
salts
boy.
involved, a good, nice dry rub. You
I
know,
don't
it
think we're
just
talking about the same thing anymore. Phil.
juices. Okay.
And note to self: random drug testing.
Mhm.
We'll
Yeah.
start with Phil.
Yeah.
The Jet says, "I don't care what happens to Aaron Rodgers as long as he doesn't go to the Denver Donkeys. I don't want to see them buy themselves another Super Bowl with a retread quarterback."
Yeah,
guys.
It's what
Lions
the Broncos
lose.
do lately.
Broncos go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers win it all. I'm going to be untenable. I
Yeah,
am
but
gonna
you're
be
not
obnoxious.
unfireable.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, "Can I get a cold beer and a Boomer Sooner, Randy?"
Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Gardner Minshew.
Oh, come on, man. That's got to be some sort of violation
No.
of FCC regulation.
Yeah, you'll see. Boomer Sooner likes it.
But hey, listen,
likes it.
unlike Phil, I would love to see Gardner Minshew actually do well and make you right, Randy, because
Thank you, Jeff.
I would find that entertaining.
Oh, he's very entertaining. He's very
0% unlikely, but
No,
entertaining.
Not unlikely. It's more so I don't project him to be that, but the guy's fun. The guy's
Well,
fun.
unless Phil projects you to be something, you're nothing.
Yes.
You remember that.
I like that.
If Phil projects you to be something, by God, you're something.
Amen.
Wait, what?
Baker's Cocky Hen says, "It's funny, Randy, that the Jags backup is better than the Colts starting quarterback. Even their tight end is probably close to as good as a quarterback as Wentz.
No,
I'll see.
stop
You
it.
think you're hurting me, but you're not, because I'm not a fan of Wentz as the quarterback either.
If anything, you're hurting me. Stop it. That's so rude of Carson Wentz. He's going to be good this year, and I want to be known as that guy who is driving that.
I
train.
hope that Carson Wentz brings a championship to my buddy Jeff.
I do too, but I'm not confident in it.
You have a funny way of showing it.
Well, I said I do too. I want the best for my team. I just don't believe that's Carson Wentz. King Kenton says the saguaro flowers continue to blossom. Is that code for something?
I think we may have launched a nuke.
Another nuke. All right. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Gardner damn Minshew is the cure for any team that needs a quarterback.
Yeah,
Gardner is
right.
basically the NFL's truck nuts.
Absolutely. There you go. The
That's,
NFL's truck nuts.
That is
what
probably text of the day right there.
Wow.
Gardner Minshew is basically the NFL's truck nuts. Well done. Baker's Cocky Hem says, it wasn't a choice of Ballard's. It was Reich's. Oh, I know, man. I know that. And I'm saying Minshew would have been a choice for Ballard. But the whole thing with Carson Wentz, Phil Rivers was all about Reich being the loudest voice in the room. He says, does he have the Reich moves, though? The Reich stuff. Broncos trade for Tebow as their quarterback next. You can bank that, Phil. And by the way, I think Wentz does still have a shot, but I wouldn't bet on it. That's what I'm saying, man. You and I are on the same page. Large Marge says, okay, Phil, Google bath salt and kosher salt, and you can air brine your air brain.
Done and done.
Wow.
Fish Tank says, is Tebow going to be like a Taysom Hill? That's what I thought when they first started talking would be the only real thing that you could do there. But he's so out of it, and he's so old now for a tight end, and he doesn't fit the cue.
It's annoying.
So much is wrong with this.
Yeah, it's annoying that we even have to talk about this because more than likely he's going to be cut in some version of the preseason, whether it be week, whenever they need to start making roster cuts. But beyond that, it's so annoying that we have to do this when even if he does somehow, because Urban Meyer likes to favor him, bring him onto the team, there's no way he sees real game time action or at least meaningful snaps. It's so annoying. It's so utterly annoying.
Fish Tank does ask, do you think he's on the roster come week one? I don't know what to think, but I do know this. He shouldn't.
He should.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, that was great. Put a stash in them truck nuts. Uku the Mock says, need to start drug testing that station, with your Uncle Rico takes. Who's Uncle Rico takes? What are you
My
talking
Uncle
about?
Rico over there at
someone
whatever it is.
talking about
You haven't
me,
seen
or-
the movie, have you?
Oh.
You have not seen Napoleon Dynamite, have you?
Oh yeah, no, I can throw this ball over them their mountains over there.
Boomer Sooner says, are all of Phil's antics to try to get his age group to listen? Because his antics do nothing for me. No, I'm pretty sure he pisses off anybody his age too.
No, it's pretty universal.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's a universal line of people who would like to slap him around.
Even across a language barrier.
Yeah.
They just find me and they say,
Jay, that, feel.
yeah, precisely.
Valencio. Cállate. Feel. On 1580 El Fanático. All right. So one last thing about the Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. So normally you'd say, no way in hell that would work, right? Normally you'd say, no way in hell. But then Aaron Rodgers is a different kind of guy. And his girlfriend is a different kind of gal. And well, here's what's going on in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Where all the healthy people are. The founder of Mr. Brews, which is it's a bar and grill chain.
Okay.
They say they are willing to give the quarterback free food and beer for life.
Yeah.
If he comes back to the Packers and stays there.
Wow.
And he says we'll include Shailene Woodley in on the deal.
Wow.
Ghosts,
I mean,
both of you
right there. How do you just turn that down? I mean, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, if I'm his agent, I'm getting on the phone right now, making sure that he hears this.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you're going to doggy bag is the only way the agent will get his cut. So you'd have to work something out for that guy. But he says, seriously, we can't let Aaron go. No way, no how. He says, not only is he coming off another MVP season, but he is the face of our beloved franchise. He says, we're not in a position to renegotiate his contract, but by God, we've got delicious meals and great brews for him and Shailene. Come on, Aaron, stay here.
Let me tell you.
And you'll have free food and beer for life.
This is the way I feel. If Goody Kuntz goes away, Aaron Rodgers stays, no problem. If they fire the GM that picked up Jordan Love, then Aaron Rodgers will stay. I guarantee that.
I don't know. I mean,
because that's what
you're
this
probably
is.
right.
This is all about respect, and he felt completely sideswiped and disrespected by a team he's given his heart and soul to.
Should the Packers actually do that? Because then he's running everything. Aaron Rodgers already runs the coach.
Yeah.
Now you're going to let him run the front office too, basically?
I 100% agree with you, Jeffrey. And I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you want Aaron Rodgers to stay in Green Bay, fire Goody Kuntz. That's the only way he's staying. I guarantee it. He will pay the millions of dollars back. The guy has got money. He's got all sorts of money.
Well,
This is not going to be a financial thing for him.
I would hate to see them do that. I don't care about Goody Kuntz. I don't care. But to give Aaron Rodgers that much power, much is just a huge mistake for anybody. But listen, I see Aaron Rodgers almost looking at this going, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's free. That's life. You know what I'm saying? I'll be done playing the football here in a year or two.
Yeah.
Then I got 30 more years left in me, if not more, where I could get free food and beer over there at Mr. Brews. That's got to count for something.
Look, it's Mr. Brews.
That's a strong offer. I'll have to give it to you. That's a strong offer.
I don't know.
That's food and beer.
And it's not just food and beer. It is beer. It's sports bar food and beer.
Look, guys, Mr. Brews, I've never even heard of this place. We don't know that it'll be
it's legendary in Green Bay.
You have never heard of it.
They have a founder and a CEO, which means they must be good.
What street corner are you? Is it on?
You just look it up right now.
They've
Just
got a
Google
bunch of them,
it.
Phil.
Mr. Brews.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mr.
look it up.
Brews.
Yeah.
If I'm them, I find it more appealing if it's something like, I don't know, when Gordon Hayward of the NBA was on his free agent trip, Olive Garden was offering him unlimited lifetime amounts of Olive Garden.
No wonder he said no.
Well, no, he loves it. He's notorious for loving Olive Garden. Apparently, that's his big highlight in life is that he loves the Olive Garden.
Now,
Why does he hate himself?
Jeffco, did you say Mr. Brews? That's the
Yes.
name of the place, Mr.
Yes.
Brews, because there's one
Mr.
out in
Brews.
Chandler.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's one out in Chandler, Mr. Brews Tap House. I'm looking up the one.
See, even on the road, Phil, even on the road
in Green Bay. Let's see here. Let me look up the
This rinky-dink place is
now
probably
this
going
gets
down.
a 5-star rating, 133 votes here.
5 friggin' stars, Phil, for life.
Yeah, it's because the people who were going to give it 1 star are dead. from food
Mr.
poisoning.
Brews in
God,
Green
you
Bay.
hate on everything.
Yeah, here it is. There's a picture. Oh my God, that is amazing. Will you look at that?
Listen, you want to go to the
right
heart?
on the damn front page here.
The
I'm ready to leave right now. Jeffco, pack your bags.
I know, Liz.
We're going. Oh my God, look at that hamburger.
You want to go to the heart of culinary cuisine? You go to Denver. There's
Shut
there's
up. A bunch of people getting high eating Doritos. Oh, wow. That's the height of culinary cuisine.
Listen, you'll be so high you won't even know what tastes good.
No, thank
Ebony
you.
says super kind bartenders, excellent prices, peanut butter burgers are awesome.
I think we found the way to keep Aaron Rodgers in Wisconsin.
I'll give him a peanut butter
Baker's
burger.
Cocky Hen says, Horatio Kane says, sounds like Rodgers is putting the Packers season in jeopardy. Yeah. He also says, listen, I'll take this bet. Tebow will have 5 touchdowns this season at least. People don't give heart and willpower enough credit. He was legit on his way to being decent in baseball after years away from it. That's not true.
That is not true at all.
Very bad. And then broke his wrist. He has size. He has talent. I wouldn't count him out. His positivity is not fake.
Yeah.
It's genuine. And the locker room's going to feel that. He damn sure won't take days off like LeBron James. Okay.
What do you want to bet? What
Baker's
charity do you want
Cocky
to go to?
Hens. Randy and I could look pretty good in minor league.
Yeah.
Okay. Phil, not so much. Pickleball, maybe.
All right.
So yeah, the whole thing with Tebow, it was always just a PR thing, man. He was
Yeah.
never that good at the baseball. I
mean, he tried. He got up to the big league a few times.
A couple of nice moments.
But he hit sub 250 in the minors, something like it. Look it up. But he was never a major factor in the minor leagues. But Jeffrey, this Mr. Brews. Okay, wait.
Oh my gosh.
Bacon mac and cheese burger. All right.
That is pretty
And
impressive, I
then
will say.
Wisconsin cheese curds.
Oh, they actually have cheese curds?
Beer battered onion rings.
I will name my first heart attack after Mr. Bruce. I'll do it. We got to get a remote down there.
This is the one right here, I think, that's going to really hook Aaron Rodgers into staying. Are you ready? I'm going to give you the menu. I'm going to read the menu. Our fresh patty top with pepper jack cheese, homemade guacamole, and roasted red bell pepper sauce topped with lettuce, tomato, and raw onions. They call it the California burger.
Oh my God. And guac's not extra?
And they're from Green Bay.
Oh, sign me up.
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
amazing. Yeah, we got a new place.
All right.
Let's do it. And I wrote it down too. So I'm going to talk to the sales staff. Okay, Mr. Bruce. I got 2 words for you salespeople. Mr. Bruce, make it happen. Make it happen. Fish Tank says, no más hablas, Phil. No más hablas. Blissful Hayes says the Colts should sign Tim Tebow to be the quarterback of the future when he gets released by Jacksonville.
Wait, yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, let's go back to Baker's cocky hens. I'll take that bet, whatever you want. 5 touchdowns. Does he have to
You're
throw?
the guy just telling me it was time for a break. Shut up. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You might not know it, but your small business IT systems can leave you and your customers vulnerable. At Affinity Technology, we provide peace of mind by ensuring your computer systems are working and are safe from hackers and outside threats. We solve technology problems for small business. No confusing tech talk or black box setups. If it plugs in, we work with it. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Free speech is priceless. It is now 13 years since Summit Male Medical started helping men overcome the effects of erectile dysfunction, premature issues, and low testosterone. And the only way we could help was to be able to get the message out that we could help. Thank you, free speech. We've had to deal with these sensitive topics and inform the public that we can help and we guarantee to help with ED, or we won't charge you. These are issues that break apart relationships and then in turn families. And without freedom of speech, we would have not been able to help the tens and tens of thousands of guys here at Summit Male Medical. If you're one of the millions that still need help with ED, PE, or low T, call 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. Free speech. Ideas and information are not to be afraid of, but they should be discussed openly. So make that call to Summit Medical to start that discussion to get you the help you need. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. We are here to help.
ADOT presents Terrifying Jobs.
Snake handler, take one.
This is a really terrifying job. Today we're talking with James Hall, a snake wrangler at the Phoenix Zoo. They handle really creepy, venomous creatures. Given the hazards, why do you do it?
I've been fascinated by reptiles since I was a child.
Tell me about your little friend there.
So this is Bear Hug. He's a Burmese python. We have him here at the Phoenix Zoo.
He kind of makes my skin crawl. Is there anything that rattles you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And I think I should get a man card accreditation for what I didn't do yesterday. All right. I was sitting there looking at my my Twitter first there, and I can't remember who it was, but he tweeted out there. He's like, "Yeah, don't even try to tell me your mom is better than my mom." And I resisted the urge to tweet back, "Well, I only did meet her that one time." And I was like, "Oh, that would be so fun," but I'm like, "No, I better not do that on Mother's Day." So I did not tweet that. So don't I get some sort of credit for
gold
not
star for
tweeting
you.
that?
Gold star for
Yeah.
you, Jeffco.
Took
Yeah.
everything I had not to, because I was
I
like, I
bet.
don't even care
Yeah.
if this dude blocks me for life. It was too damn funny to pass up. But
Mhm.
I restrained myself. He wasn't my friend though.
Yeah.
That was the thing. In the Constitution, it says that you're not supposed to make mama jokes about your friends' moms.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything about people you don't like or strangers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to consider that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I did. I refrained
so that that person would continue to have a happy Mother's Day. But when you post something like that, how do you not expect someone else to say something?
That's
back?
like
That's all I'm
putting
saying.
succulent grapes hanging from a very fortuitous tree, and you just want to reach up and pluck those succulent grapes and partake of all the juiciness and the goodness, and then let it just slobber all
That's
down
right.
and get into your beard and all down the front of all that succulent
That's right.
juice. And then you just leave it there.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in my mouth, but I didn't. I did not put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I decided to just leave his mother be.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Floppy Bumper says, does Mr. Bruce have a Monte Cristo sandwich, Randy?
Oh, good heavens.
Monte Cristo.
Let me look back here.
I remember a guy who could count.
Get back here.
Over at Monte Cristo.
Cristo.
That was like one of the worst puns you've ever thrown at us, Phil. Seriously. I mean, that it's not the worst thing you've ever said.
It was just lazy. Yeah,
It was
I
a
felt-
horrible pun.
I felt it. I felt it.
Fish Tank says, do you think it's going to be hard now for Tebow to not be the main guy, not running the offense? At least the Lord's going to be upset if he's not in charge, though. He's not used to anything, Fish Tank. I can't believe he's even being considered for a team, but
Yeah.
chances are he will not see the regular
Boy,
season.
now this is the one. I don't know if this is the one in Chandler or not, Jeffco, but let me look at the menu here.
Yeah, well, Randy is researching your Monte Cristo question. We'll get back to you on that. The Jet says, Jeffrey, I think my favorite part of the show is when you tell Phil to shut up. Well, it's not my favorite part of the show. I don't like that.
It's not mine
wanna-
either.
I don't want to have to, but he brings this on himself. Shamoy says, can confirm Mr. Bruce is the bee's knees. I got no affiliation with the owners. Well, yeah, I believe you, Shamoy. Hitting the Nut says, I hope for the survival of their business, Mr. Bruce doesn't let the blender take down another business. R.I.P. Killer Burger. Okay, that had nothing to do with us. For
That's
the
what
last
they all
time,
say.
Yeah.
Hitting the Nuts, the ownership was having a squabble. The people in Portland, Oregon weren't getting along with the people here. That's what closed that place down. Hell, we brought them tons of business and we had a great time at those remotes. We
Oh,
sure
yeah.
missed that.
First it was a dog. Now it's Killer Burger. Where else will we leave in our wake of destruction?
I don't see.
By the way, everybody blame Eric anyway.
I don't see Monte Cristo on here. However, there is a BBLT, a bacon, burger, lettuce, and tomato that looks absolutely to die for.
Not just a bacon burger, really, though. If you
No,
think about
it has. Oh, and then there's the gas lamp. That looks amazing. Well, that looks amazing.
So now my entire screen has just cleared itself as if I've read all the tweets, texts. Whoever's on the damn text line, get off. You're screwing up my show. Hefty Lefty says, very sensible keeping the Twitter fingers in the holster on that joke, Jeffrey. Yeah, I figured I'd be kind. Every now and then, a monster lets one get away with it and then feels more human afterwards. And that's me. Hefty Lefty also says, the naked man. 95% of the time it doesn't work. But when it does work, you're probably in North Hollywood. And by the way, my fiance does not find Dutch ovening as funny as I do. Okay. I have no idea how that's connected to what we're talking about. Senior Wake and Bake says earlier, talking truck nuts. So Phil's version of that is a hanging labia. What? I don't even understand that. Baker's Cocky Him says Tebow was hitting 273 in double A before his injury. That isn't bad.
In
Probably better than
Double-A?
Shorty Murray would do or Ralph's Russ Wilson. I got $20 to Sports Angels that Tebow makes the team and gets 5 touchdowns this year. Phil then has to eat out of the toilet or pay the $20 if I win.
Oh, eat out of the toilet?
There's a lot going on in that
there's a
bet
lot.
there, Baker's Cocky Hens.
So he has to make the team and get 5 touchdowns miscellaneously, either throwing them, catching them, whatever.
Right. Or he will give is he which end of this are you betting that he will or he won't?
I'm getting both on the no on that he will neither make the team, but even if he does make the team, he then has to
Well, I
get
was
5
asking-
touchdowns.
Well, I was asking which side Baker's Cocky Hens is on, but
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, both have to happen in order for him to get the $20. So the $20 is going to Sports Angels no matter what. It's just a matter of is it coming out of my wallet or coming out of Baker's
Well,
Cocky Hen?
You would have to accept this bet, though.
Oh yeah, I'm accepting.
You're accepting?
Yeah.
All right. So if Tim Tebow makes the team and gets 5 touchdowns, Baker's Cocky Hens will put $20 over there at ArizonaSportsAngels.org.
I will.
You will.
I
And
will.
if they don't, he will.
Yes, correct.
And you have to eat out of a toilet or something.
I'll-
No, I think
I'll-
you just pay the money.
You have
Pay
to
the money.
eat out of a toilet? Oh my
I
God.
would just pay the money.
maybe I'll do
Dear
both.
God, pay the money.
You know what? Just for promo for the show's sake, maybe I'll just do both. I'll swallow my pride and swallow that cannoli while on the toilet.
Not interested in that part. No, thank you. And if you do, we don't want to hear about it. See,
I'll
it.
make sure
We
to
don't want
tag you
nothing to do
both
with
so
it.
that way you see it. I'll send you guys the promo
Lock
pics.
you on everything. I think.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. What were we doing there? Oh yeah, I was trying to talk NFL quarterbacks. You want to hear about the moment that you find out that things are bad is when Rick Spielman says Kirk Cousins is our guy. Whenever they say someone is our guy,
oh boy,
he is not our guy. And Rick Spielman, they drafted a 3rd round quarterback in Kellen Mond, but still. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, when you say he's our guy, they're wishing they had another guy. Is this Kellen Mond any kind of real threat, though, to Kirk Cousins?
You know what I've heard from every draft analysis that I've got? He's not going to be this year. This year is pretty much set, and the Vikings knew that coming in, or else they might have put that as a higher priority. And with Kirk Cousins' current contract situation being as it is, they're pretty much locked to him for this year at the very least. If not, maybe it would be pretty difficult for them to get out of it next year. But Kellen Mond being even a 3rd rounder, he does have a lot of athletic ability. He comes out of Texas A&M. He is something of a scrambler. He does have a lot of the tools. It's just a lot of refinement that he's going to need, especially coming out early like he did as a junior, and the fact that he came out of a COVID season. He's fairly raw, but depending on how he gets developed, he certainly can live up to some sort of potential because he has a lot of the tangibles that you would look for in a franchise quarterback.
Okay. In what we would, but is this going to be a guy that will fit what the Vikings have built?
Yeah, sure. The Vikings are one of the few teams that have a very strong team around, especially in the offense. Looking at Dalvin Cook, looking at Justin Jefferson, the rookie phenom of last year. There's a lot of good pieces. Even Irv Smith Jr. on the tight end is very good.
Was it Jefferson? Who was it? No, it wasn't Jefferson. I was thinking who he had a torn labrum or something. Or was that DK? Not DK Metcalf. Who's the wide receiver am I thinking of? Stephon Diggs. He played very hurt last year, it turns out.
Well, Stephon Diggs was for the Buffalo Bills.
Torn oblique or something?
Yeah. He was originally from the Vikings. That's the team that drafted him. But
right. Well, I'm not talking about the Vikings anymore. I'm just talking about that player playing hurt like that.
He had a torn oblique?
Oh, you know what I think?
Or something.
You know who I think you're thinking of is the guy out of the Titans program. And now
I'm pretty sure it was Stephon Diggs. He had reported today that he played at the end there pretty damn hurt. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off on that. Let's see, more quarterbacks, more. Mike, do you realize it's almost the end of the show? Why do Monday shows always go so fast?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I hope it goes fast for the people listening.
Stephon Diggs, according to CBS Sports, says he played through a torn oblique.
There you go. Told you. Imagine that. But still, back to the whole Kirk Cousins thing. I don't think he's smart enough to realize that he's probably in trouble. I don't think he's getting that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Drew Brees came out and admitted that. Remember that video where we were trying to figure out, is this guy going to retire?
Yeah, where he's going up and down the driveway and they're like,
right, he's pushing this giant weight sled. He's got his personal trainer and he doesn't say nothing in the video. They just, it's his personal trainer saying, look at this guy. And now that Drew Brees has admitted that he and his trainer thought it'd be just a way to, let's see how they say about this. It's sort of trolling all his own fans, trying to give them false hope that he wasn't going to retire.
Yeah.
He knew all along that was the end.
Well, then why would he do that? That seems a bit mean spirited to his fans.
Honestly, it was more about the trainer. The trainer was like, "Hey, I just put this out," and he says, "Yeah, actually, I did. I got a kick out of it. This is, nobody knew for sure what was going on, and he was just having some fun with it." But I guess to your fans, that you're probably right. That's probably not the nicest thing you can do.
To your critics, those people, he's too old. I could see that.
For the media.
For the media, sure. But
the
for your fans,
media. Yeah.
For your fans.
But turns out he was in on the joke the entire time. And now we're starting to, I wanted to talk more about NFL quarterbacks, but since we're running out of time, I'm also running out of NFL quarterback stuff. Then we've lowered ourselves now to this. Brett Favre still hasn't paid back that $600,000 he owes Mississippi Welfare Fund.
No.
So maybe you should just
Doesn't
shut the hell
surprise
up about Aaron Rodgers and politics and everything else, and
Yeah.
maybe stay true to your word.
Yeah.
Remember what happened back in the day? There, he was. They're like, hey, the Mississippi welfare people paid him a bunch of money, and he hasn't even given a speech to anybody yet.
Wow.
And then he was like, okay, I didn't even realize this was happening. We're going to give the money back. So wasn't that like a year and a half ago?
Yeah, it
he
seems
still
like it.
hasn't given 600,000. He gave some back, but he hasn't given the rest of it back. It's
Oh
like,
boy.
hey, maybe you want to pay the rest back there, Brett. Maybe spend less time opining about things nobody cares what you think about, and make good on your word. Yeah, you turd.
Yeah, no
Hey,
kidding.
that rhymes.
Hey,
Yeah.
how about that on a Monday? That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, for a Monday. Tom Brady. Now, this is the end of my quarterback stuff. Tom Brady's first NFL touchdown pass football
Yeah.
is up for auction, and they're thinking it could get a crap ton of money. I mean, the last ball that sold at auction that had anything to do with Tom Brady was one of the Deflategate balls, and that sold for $43,000.
Wow.
How much do you think the value would be on Tom Brady's first touchdown pass ball?
It's got to be higher than 43,000.
Yeah, I think it's worth more because that when he first came onto the scene, nobody had any projections. Like I'm sure that they kept Peyton Manning's first touchdown.
He went 2 games without a touchdown. So
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knew what he was going to turn into.
So
Not
it's got to
yet.
be something semi-rare. I think it's probably
You
in
think-
the 80,000s at least.
You don't think like 100?
It
Yeah.
could be, but
His rookie card went for 2.5 million or 4 million or something ungodly the other day. Why would this ball, which is way more important than the Deflategate ball, why wouldn't this ball go for $1 million?
I don't know if he signed it, and I don't know how hard it is. The hardest thing about those balls, those game played balls or whatever, is that it's even with a certificate of authentication, a lot of it is very hard to authenticate where and how it is what it says it is. At least a card, it looks and there's a lot of things you can check.
I'll give 50 cents for it.
Oh, I'll
Since
go.
that's the case, 50 cents.
I'll go $1.
All right. Well,
Dollar
I'm sure
and a half.
that's the first bid now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the bidding will start a bit higher than that.
$1.50.
Yeah, this is, I think this one. And then once you get this ball,
Yeah.
do you make it your life's mission to try to get Tom Brady to sign it?
No.
And then the value of that ball goes from whatever it is to another $1 million that quickly.
Okay, I'll give $2.
All right. Well, we'll put you in for $2, Randy. We'll let them know. I wouldn't hold your breath on getting the ball though. $2.
No? Should I go higher, Jeffco? What do you think? 250?
I think you start at 50,000.
What?
I think that's probably a safe place to start your bidding is 50,000.
No.
Well, then you're not going to get the ball. I mean, it's just the way it is.
That's 250, and that's it. That's as high as I go, Jack.
Understandable, but you will not win. We'll see what happens with that. I think it's going to be closer to $1 million. That's my guess. I don't know. I ain't a collector. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this